You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for check, expect nothing less. Your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, no free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, though the chains go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. And when they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
What is up, guys? Okay, where's my video? There it is. All right, so we already got Tony and Tim in the house. Well, we got Tony twice, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Why is he in here twice?
Why is my, oh, there it is. It's working now.
Yeah, you're in here twice. Hold on a sec.
How am I in there twice?
I don't know.
Well-
Let me, oh, there you go. All right, it dropped out. What's up,
Okay.
Gitchy? I appreciate it. Get you in here for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it.
To keep your shirts on.
Oh, she must have been drinking that night. Then we were probably looking better than we normally would.
Probably.
What's up, Wedge and Big, Tomas, David. I think that's everybody. Wedge and Big. How you doing, Tomas? I ain't seen you in a minute. Don't see you in the chats as much as normal. What you doing, Tony?
I am just hanging out outside. If I can flip this.
Ooh. Nice long driveway.
So this is the area I'm in.
Kind
Nice.
of a little bit of country, a little bit of city mix.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, I think he disconnected from his Wi-Fi. He got too far from the house.
There's asking for a link.
Oh my God.
last night,
man.
driving down the street, bear cub crossed right in front of me.
A bear cub.
Yeah, which
Oh.
means mama was close by.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're lucky, bro. Because sometimes
Well-
you won't see the mama, and then you might happen to walk in between them by accident.
Well, yeah, and you could. No, I wasn't walking. I was in the car.
Oh, okay, that's probably better then.
But yeah,
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
true, Mom. Good to see
It's-
you.
Yeah, I saw you last night, Tomas. I just ain't seen you around much. What's up, Ashley?
and I don't know if you can see. There's still some smoke. It started back up today. Yeah, if you can see the haze in the trees,
Yeah.
that's that smoke from Canada. It was pretty clear all morning. I was outside doing breaks this morning and last night. But yeah, the smoke's coming back in.
Oh, you're funny, Wedge and Big. Frickin' Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just missed it. The gold eagle, the bald eagle just flew by. I missed it. You didn't.
Oh, cool.
We probably wouldn't have been able to see it anyway because your sky's like super contrasted. Probably,
Mhm.
is it cloudy there?
Yeah, well, I said the smoke started coming back in.
Yeah. Like the way your camera's looking at the sky, it's blown out really bad.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard
it
to
is.
see anything.
It's like a haze. This morning it was nice and clear.
Oh, yeah, I feel you, Tomas.
We all need a break sometimes.
Oh, these freaking dogs. Target practice.
What dogs?
You can't hear him? Oh, that's right.
No.
You can't hear dogs.
That's why I told Lloyd last night he needs to get back on Zoom. I said, because it has that noise cancellation actually specially for dogs and animals. I was
Yeah.
like, because he's always complaining about his dogs barking and everybody can always hear it.
I don't know if you can see him.
They look like little specks, but yeah, we can
Yeah,
see
the
'em.
little shits.
Your
Yeah.
neighbor's dogs?
Yeah, pains in the ass. I was at a barbecue over there one day, 2 years ago, Memorial Day or 4th of July or something. And one of the little fuckers bit me in the back of the leg.
That would only happen once.
That's why I loved when I used to, when I wear my boots, my big steel toe boots, because they go
Mhm.
like pretty far, about halfway up my shins. So
Oh wow.
little dog comes up to you, you could easily curb stop it if it wants to get if it wants to get a little ballsy with you.
Curb stomp. Yeah.
Yeah, I was down at Red Lobster for dinner.
Oh, I miss Red
Uh,
Lobster.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
And here comes Dominic.
Surf and turf, baby. Woof.
What's up, Dominic?
Hello, Dom.
What's up, Dom?
Good evening and good morning. How are we all?
Oh, we're doing good. Tony
you
was
get a
giving us
good
a
sleep,
tour of his
Tomas?
property.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Yeah.
Tomas. We'll see you when
Not much.
whenever.
Me passing out on Justin's live stream. You missed that. Did you miss that?
Yeah. Well, we have to replay that, I reckon.
No, you don't.
Oh, I forgot to
No, you
show
don't.
Matt. Did you see were you on the live stream, Dominic, when Sean dropped his cup?
No, but you did show me when you were on Paul Murray's earlier.
Yeah, he was trying to show off and wedging big with the $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Supporting Justin's Bud Light fund.
Yeah. No, as I said earlier, that needs to be clipped. That needs to be clipped.
Yeah, so Sean was trying to be a badass and he was like, look, Tim, I can hold my cup with one hand. And he fucking slipped out of his hand, dude, and poured the orange juice all over his lap and the table.
Yeah,
That was funny.
as I said, when you showed it on Paul Murray earlier, that was funny.
I
If
know,
he
I
comes
wish
on tonight, I'm going to ask him, can you hold it with one hand, bud?
Yeah.
I wish I would have remembered that last night though, when I was showing Matt the clips. He would have thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what night is tonight?
Saturday?
I kind of lost track because you had a live stream every night of the week except for last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, we've all lost track. Don't worry, you'll be going for another 8 hours today, so you can.
That's true, isn't it?
I went to bed a little early last night. After match stream, I went to bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
surprised
what
we
the
didn't
hell?
go club.
Justin's not having a stream?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, Matt stayed on actually pretty late. I think it was around almost midnight here when he finally
It was
ended it.
1:45 our time.
Yeah, it was almost midnight here, so I
It
was
was 3 hours and I think it was 3 hours and 30 something minutes. Because remembering
Yeah.
you started late.
That was the longest, though, that he had.
I just didn't have the energy last night. Plus, I had to finish up a couple things on the computer real quick, and then I went passed out in the bed.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Well, because our
Yeah.
server crashed the day before, completely crashed, and it reset all my settings in there. So I had to go in and remake all my characters,
Oh
my
no.
cars. I had to
Uh.
re-register everything. It was a pain in the ass. The
Mm.
5M had a big crash day before yesterday.
Give birth to another bulge.
Yeah.
Well, what sucks about the pre-made characters like that is you can't really do a whole lot with them. There's not a lot of like
Mm.
she only has 2 clothing options. She either walks around in the skirt or a thong.
Yeah.
Don't do the thong. No. That'd give me nightmares.
Mm.
What you doing, Paul? You wanna come up on the panel? Here, I'll pop the link in the chat for a minute if
Who's that,
somebody
Paul
wants to
Murray?
grab it. No, Wedge and Big Paul.
Wedge and big.
Legend big. Sorry.
Yeah. Too many polls around.
So did you fill that 64 terabytes up yet?
Hmm?
I was asking Tony.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, please.
yeah. I get it.
That's an expensive SD card, bro.
Yeah,
That
that'll be
wasn't-
filled in.
It
One
wasn't even,
flight.
It's only like $49 or something like that. I don't remember how much
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but it wasn't even a good SanDisk like Extreme or nothing. It was just some
No.
off brand.
Mm.
Off brand. What kind? Do you know?
The off-brand 8 gig.
Yeah, it didn't even have a brand on it, I don't think. I think it was just plain black one. If I remember correctly. There
Really?
wasn't no right. Yeah, there wasn't
black.
even, it didn't even say how
Nice.
much
Yeah.
memory was on it. He had to plug it into the computer to find out.
Hey, Bill.
Wow. Hey, Bill.
What's up, Bill? How's it going, man? I mean, they
What's
could have at
up?
least put a good memory card in there if they're gonna do that.
Mm.
That was all their profit.
I know, right?
Hey, you were up on panel too, AZ. David.
Hmm.
That was funny. Oh,
Not on that
was-
live stream, he wasn't. That was last Saturday.
No, this weekend he was on a live.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was the night before last.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one where Tony was tearing that hard drive thing apart that he got.
Oh, no. No, that was last week.
Mike B, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, Mike B.
He said it
Hey,
was
Mike
made
B.
by Acme.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes?
Oh, what you up to today, Dominic?
It's Sunday. I'm going to have a bit of a rest after my trip to the football yesterday,
Oh wow,
Yeah,
you
Saturday.
YouTube put a.
one.
Did you see YouTube added a bunch of pride emojis?
Yeah. I
don't
saw
care.
that.
They actually have
Hey,
them labeled.
smoking.
It's all those ones there.
Smoking.
Smoking, what's up?
I don't care.
They literally have.
Did
the-
you
it's all-
guys see Joe Fortaleo's
Crash.
his crash video?
Yep, I saw that.
Was that what he
Were you-
premiered earlier? Because I didn't get
Yeah.
a chance
Yeah.
to watch it. I was doing something at the time.
Yeah, he basically totaled his DJI FPV.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
Joe
it-
Fortaleo.
his video blanked out as he was cutting through we'll call it a gap on the top of a building, and it smashed right into looks like a 10-inch branch coming off a tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's absolutely cactus.
damn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He did a little his short was pretty funny though.
Trying to find it in here.
Yeah, share it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying
drone
to-
crash investigation.
It's 9 minutes long, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying
if
to
you-
find
if
the
you-
part where he wrecked.
Yeah,
That's
it's
7.5
right at the end. It's in the
That's
last
6.5,
30
7
seconds.
minutes in, I think.
Last minute.
Yeah, it does drone crash investigations. Reed talks
Another-
about it.
Another dead soldier.
Yep.
Does he got care refresh?
Yeah.
He had insurance on it.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
Yes.
he fucking dive bombed right into that tree.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said that's what the video picked up, but his goggles went blank just as he went through the gap.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I thought it was a drone noise.
Yeah,
There
I
you
was
go.
going to say
Wow.
copyright strike.
Boom.
Bang.
Yeah, he might not have hit the trunk. It
Wow.
looked like it was a little to the left.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah.
that would have pissed him off.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the chances you take when you're flying those. And
Lose
know,
connection.
I'm surprised the Avada can take as good of a hit as it can because, you know, it's smarter for DJI to build these things tough, but not too tough
Yeah.
because it forces people to use the care refresh, right?
Hmm.
And plus, if you look at the cost of the care refresh on the FPV drones to the percentage of what you pay on the GPS drones, it's much higher.
Yeah, it's like it's
Right.
$79 a year on the Avada.
Right, and I think if you do the percentage, I want to say it's like 60% more on the cost of the care refresh than a normal GPS drone would be
Yeah.
to the cost of whatever you pay for it.
Um, I have separate insurance on mine, which I believe he does also.
I can tag anybody on my phone. But so what, you have like insurance through like State Farm or something? Because I heard they do insurance on us.
Yeah, I have insurance.
But now I was under the impression that the insurance companies, you don't even have to like have the drone, you can just lose it. And
Correct.
file a claim.
Correct.
Is it expensive as shit though?
It's about, I don't know, $50 a year.
Do you have a what do you want to call it?
Nope. No deductible.
No deductible?
And you have your money in the bank account within about 2 or 3 days.
Wow. That's
You have-
crazy.
So when you buy it, for example, my Avada. So I bought the Avada. It wasn't called the Flymore, but it was basically the Flymore, right? And then I added 2 batteries. You know, I added the Flymore. And then whatever else you add, you just tell your agent. Well, first you have to send receipts for everything up front. And then if you tell them this is all part of one drone, right? So
Right.
they combine it. So the policy,
LOS.
yeah. So the policy is like instead of $13.49 for the drone, it's $13.49 plus the Flymore plus the case or whatever it is. And even if someone breaks in your car and steals it out of your car, you're insured for 100% of the value.
Now, does the cost of the insurance go up after you do your first claim or?
Yeah, I've had
Oh.
I had a power surge. Power was out, came back on and blew out my Mac Mini. So after that, it went up a little bit. Yeah, whatever it is, $5. You know,
I mean, it's just wild because you think a lot of people would be scamming the insurance companies because like literally you could go buy an Avada and just say you lost it like a month later and just get another one.
yeah, it's not worth it.
And
It's just, you know,
because it seems so easy, like you would think they would want you to at least have like some kind of flight record printout or something saying that it took
Well,
off.
You
or-
usually have to, don't you?
I think it's only for existing customers, meaning you have to have, like I have an auto, I have a renters, I have a trailer, a utility trailer policy. So
You
this
gotta-
was just an add-on.
Right, as long as you have like a big umbrella of shit underneath it, under one
Well, no,
policy.
it's, I have 3 separate policies and my personal articles is my 4th.
Okay.
But my point being is I don't think they would just give a personal articles policy to anybody.
Yeah,
You know, I don't
maybe-
know. I don't know their rules, but
Or either that or it costs you more to start off. You might be getting it a lot cheaper because like I said, you got multiple policies.
yeah.
And
But
then
I think
there's-
that's the average. Maybe it's $60 a year. I think it's $60 a year for the lowest amount. And then like I had my e-bike on there. I had my actually I got to drop my Sony camera because I sold it. Because I'm paying for that. And depending on the electronics that you're putting on there, your premium goes up. So certain electronics, like you can't put a phone on it, but you could put an
Right.
iPad. You could put a computer. You know,
You
if
can't put
you're-
an iPhone on there, but they're about damn near cost of a damn iPad. That's crazy.
right? So, well, yeah, but one's a computing device and one is a device that is more apt to being broken. You know, I don't know how they weigh it, but
Yeah, because honestly, my personal experience, I've broken more tablets than I have phones.
well, yeah, you're more apt to fumble a tablet, I guess.
Right. I broke 2 of them so far.
Well, I mean, unless you got a really good case on them, it don't take much to break one of those.
Yeah, I'm not saying I haven't broke anything because I don't want to jinx myself. I'll go break all 3 of them. Oh, I should have said that. Yeah, so it's too early for me to be inside of my computer. It's gorgeous out here today. I got home
Right.
from yesterday. And tore down the back brake rotors, everything. And I had them done in an hour and a half. And then this morning I got up at 7. I went outside. I was done with the front brakes by I think it was 9:30. And I spent 45 minutes cleaning up.
Visual line of sight said I crashed my Mini 3 first time without refresh. Totally my fault. Told them the truth. They fixed it for free before I even had refresh. Sent me the whole new DJI customer
That's
service.
pretty good.
It was great.
Well, the good thing with State Farm is even if I were to okay, so like remember Dennis Lovelady?
Uh-huh.
So at the South Florida drone meetup, he packed all his stuff up. His drone was sitting under the table in a hard case. He drove away. He went back, wherever he was, the hotel or home. I don't remember. Yeah, he went back to the hotel.
I remember that. He's lucky too that the person that
Yeah.
found it.
And the guy who found it came late. He got that he rushed to get to the meetup and we were all gone already. And he posted on the South Florida drone meetup, hey, did anyone leave a drone? And he sent pictures of it. I think Maddie responded. And yeah, the guy brought it to the hotel.
Because everybody was like, oh, well, they could track it anyway, but that don't mean that some jackass that doesn't know that wouldn't have walked by and said, ooh, a drone.
It's
and
it's
took
irrelevant.
off with it.
You got spare parts.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and if somebody, like somebody that did know, I mean, they would have just not turned the drone on. They would have took out the batteries, the controller, everything that they could have used. They probably would have,
Well,
if they
think-
weren't an honest person.
3 batteries in there. Minimum $95 a piece to buy them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was somebody that knew about the drones and shit, there's no telling what they would have decided to do if they weren't honest about it.
Yeah, you get
It is.
200 for a gimbal. I'm sure you could get $25 each arm with the motor on it. You
Yeah,
could probably get for the remote.
He's real lucky.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Cause
Yeah, he was lucky. And not he was lucky, but kudos to the guy who posted, hey, I have somebody's drone,
oh, for sure. Right, so that could have turned out to be a real headache for him.
yeah.
That's crazy though, that to think that he was probably having such a good time and then just walked off and forgot about it.
Right. But what I'm getting at is with the personal articles policy, if that were to happen, you're covered too.
All right.
I left, I thought it was in my car, it's gone. I have no idea what happened to it. And they cover you. Like a good neighbor,
I don't want to buy any more drones anyway, Legend Big. Oh, I don't
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I was going to get a second Avata to have it. And I said, you know what? Pass right now. I'm really hoping they come out with like a 5-inch Avata.
Might be. How you doing, might be?
Well, my biggest thing is I just kind of got out of it And two, I don't really want to deal with all the crap that's coming along with it anymore. I just rather
Yeah.
not.
Then you should
Yeah.
send me the Spark then.
I never
Why?
heard
So
you.
you can't fly it? It'll never get flown if I send it to you.
Oh, shit. Marty.
Fucking cost me like $500 to send it to you anyway.
I don't
So
know how much, about 200 it'll cost me.
I never heard the story why you got out of it.
Well, it's just like kind of just my whole thing to get on YouTube was to get big and grow. And I just felt like drones weren't doing it for me. And plus they were coming out with all this remote ID and all the other crap and all these new
Right.
rules. And honestly, I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I mean, I like the community and I'm glad I got into it because I met a lot of good friends and stuff, but I just don't really have any interest in it anymore.
Now, Justin, you got to tell him the truth. He got out of it, Tony, because you know when you work at something so long and you still don't get good at it,
Right.
Yeah.
that's why he stopped.
Yeah.
Don't
Dustin.
project your own feelings onto me, Tim. Okay?
You're welcome.
But no, it just my whole thing was to get big, and it's just when it comes to drone channels, it's super hard to grow.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like if you really want to do a drone channel, I hate to say it, but don't have the expectations that you're going to be the next Ken Dono, because it's super hard. And even those guys, you know, are starting to do other stuff and kind of venture off and branch off a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
but you got to do like reviews. You got to do a lot of other stuff. You know.
Well, it's a niche that those guys started a long time ago.
right, they got into it early, so they were able to get to the size they're at. But to get to that size now,
Right. But look at Russ from 51 Drones.
Hmm.
Russ started out just doing some basic tutorial videos. You know, does it fly in the snow? Does it do that? You know, and
right?
he's as big as on YouTube. He's as big or bigger than Dono is now,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and it's because of his personality, I think.
Hell, he does. He's robust, isn't he? Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the first ones that got the M30.
Yeah.
Tomas Adrian's just been doing a lot of family stuff, so he's kind of taking a break from YouTube. Nothing
or-
crazy.
I'm thinking of Aldrin.
Yeah, Adrian's just been taking a break. He's just, I think it might be some family stuff. I think a little mixture of just got burnt out on it for right now.
Well, I think he's just
hell-
spending time with the new baby. I mean, she's almost what, a year old now?
Hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably a mixture of that and just some people just sometimes they want to take a break for a month or two,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they'll pop back in with the full vengeance that they, you know, feel full fury that they did before that. All of a sudden they'll get that little boost and drive again, and then they'll jump back into it again.
He's getting good views on his gun channel.
But like
Mhm.
I said before, like I really think, to be honest with you, the personality that Dobo has, and I've said this 100 times before, dude, if he started doing like electronics reviews and stuff like that and started doing cell phones, computers, different things I think he could be the next Linus Tech, to be honest with you. I think he's kind of limiting himself a little bit by sticking into the drones. I
Yeah.
think
Unbox Warehouse. Is it not?
unbox therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's you know, I remember him, I don't know how many years ago, and you know, he was working out of the back of a warehouse or something.
And you know what's crazy is to be honest with you, when you listen to like him compared to like Linus or like J2 Sense, he doesn't even seem like he knows that much about stuff. It seems like he's reading off a script.
Who is this?
Well, he's always surprised about everything, for sure.
Who is this?
This
Unbox therapy.
his name, but have you seen he did like a behind the scenes what his new studio looks like? It could be a year ago, but his new studio is like a television set.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's doing that new channel. It's kind of like they talk politics and kind of electronics, and it's kind of
Oh,
just an all around. And that channel is, I think, just I want to say it's still on right around 1 million subs. Like it's growing, but it hasn't grown as fast as you think it would.
only a
But,
million.
yeah, but I mean, even 1 million sub channel really. I mean, in the grand schemes of YouTube, though, 1 million sub channel really isn't super impressive anymore.
Well, there's a guy who does history, and I forgot. Ken Heron had him on, I think, at one point, and he was like 2.7 million or something like that. Just like history lessons.
But like I said, I think if Dobo really got into doing reviews on cell phones, electronics, webcam, kind of like some of the other guys do, like, I really think he could be a 10 times bigger tech channel than just limiting himself
He
to
could be-
drones and 3D
He
printing.
could be another potato jet.
I mean, I think
How
he could easily be a 5 million plus channel.
How many tech companies you think would take the risk of sending him something to test or review?
Well, I mean, there's quite a few big guys out there that are very harsh on reviews, and they
Oh, okay.
still get stuff sent to them. I mean, J2 Cents, dude, he just bombed the shit out of Asus, and that was one of his sponsors.
There you do. He
He
went
put
off.
he went the
Mm.
fuck off on them, made a bunch of videos about them, trashing their products,
Yep.
and he dropped them as a sponsor. Like he took the hit for it. But I mean, there's some guys out there that are very, they'll give you their real opinion. They'll give you the pros and cons on an item. I don't
Yeah.
think it's always just, oh, we're gonna tell you whatever. I mean, I've even heard Linus get something sent to him, and he'll be like, well, it's good for this, but we found out that it doesn't do this very well. And I mean, that right there's a negative review or a negative con on the product they're sending them.
Right.
I mean, if you're just, there are those channels that everything they open is just amazing. Those channels, but you can kind of weed those channels out.
I
Like I
just
said,
Mm.
well, like I said, I can't really go by Unbox Therapy because he just doesn't really seem like he knows what the hell he's talking about.
yeah,
To be honest with you.
it's yeah. I get what you're saying.
Like
Hey,
Linus, if you were to talk to Linus,
part-
he'd be, do what?
I said he may. That just might be part of the act.
I don't know, but I mean, to me, it does, as somebody that's interested in tech stuff, I just don't feel like I don't know. He just doesn't, to me, he doesn't come off as somebody reliable enough for me to want to buy a product from what he's saying.
Well, I mean, that's similar to Russ. I mean, Russ was just a regular guy who said, "Hey, let me take a shot at this."
Well, Russ might,
Awesome, Mike. Congratulations.
my porn channel has 4 million subs. Get the fuck out of here, Mike.
Awesome. Kudos.
That's the thing about the drone community. You can have thousands of subs, but when you have a live show, you get less than 100. And that's true too, Wedge. I mean, just take a look at like how many subs that fucking Ken Heron has, right? Dude, I've seen channels like gaming channels that have like 50, 60,000 subs, right? That are half the size of him. And they'll have
Mhm.
2,000 or 3,000 people in their chat at one time.
Mhm.
And they'll stay like that through their whole show. They'll average 2,000 to 3,000 people at one time. But look at Ken Heron. How many subs does he have? Like 180 or something thousand?
About 195 right now.
Right. And how many people are in his live show at a
The
time? Maybe a couple hundred?
400.
Yeah, that's nothing for that many
That's the
subs, though.
most, I think.
Yeah.
Like you would think he would have at least 3,000 or 4,000 people in his live chat at once. But I think what it is with his channel is I think that most of his subs are probably from his radio station shit and they don't have any
Mhm.
interest in the drone stuff.
Mhm.
And I think, do what?
I don't think so.
I think a lot of it, I think a majority of his subs might be subbed to him because he's kind of semi-famous for other stuff.
Yeah, but he has the B side, another channel, and he tried
But he tried a different niche.
what was the paranormal? He tried a paranormal channel, and the paranormal thing I think was a flop. And the B side, I never looked at what his B side has for subs. So the B side is all his B roll, all his old stuff.
Well, the comedy side of it or something.
Yeah, I think some of it's his radio show stuff.
Yeah, I don't like iJustine. I think she just does it for fucking money.
Dude, let me tell
don't
you,
like her.
if you're a good, decent looking girl with big boobs, bro, you can unbox shit, not know a single
Yeah.
thing about it.
And
you'll fucking
anybody
love
will
it.
watch it.
You could just sit
Right.
there and be like, a new phone.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
Sit
get
your
views,
bounce
bro.
You could go out there and you could review chocolate bar.
Nobody's
Yeah.
there
And if
for, the thing is
If you
90%.
visually if you are visually pleasing, you can do any unboxing of any product. Yeah, box of
Hey,
chicken.
So just
Hold on, Tony, you're breaking up a
Is
little.
that me?
with that in mind, I
I
would
thought it was me.
I would think if dressed as Bertha and did a video one,
God.
you would probably tip the scales and with subs there.
I reckon.
And I'm not saying that, but you would attract a new set of clientele that
Oh yeah.
have to do your makeup.
David, he's still around on Box Therapy.
Oh yeah, he's big.
Yeah, he's actually, last time I was sub to him, he had 15 million subs. And that was like a couple years ago, and I actually looked at his channel a couple weeks ago. I think he's up to like 18 or 19 million now. So he's gotten a few more million over the last couple of years.
What was her name? Ashley. Yeah, she has, Tomas.
Yeah,
She took off. That's why I think if Margie does them, that clothing review and stuff like that, bikinis and shit, she'll go off too.
Well, I mean,
Guaranteed.
it's most girls, right? And I
Mhm.
mean, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be mean, but look at Tammy, dude. Look how fast she got a shit ton of people in her chat. Most
Mm.
guys that were doing drone video or drone chat, like live shows, it would take them like a year before they would start hitting like 30, 40, 50 people in their chat. They really had to work at it every week. But
Yeah.
with Tammy, she attracted more guys because she was
Well-
one of few females in the hobby. Not to say
Mm.
it's nothing against her or nothing, but
No, Justin, I would almost disagree with that, and I'll
Why-
tell you why.
well, her first few live shows, she had more people in her chat than some of the guys that have been on.
Everyone who's in that chat knows Tammy.
Right, but
Mhm.
I'm saying like I'm saying is, as much as everybody knows Matt, as much as everybody knows some of the other channels that have been around for a couple of years, they don't ever get up to 40, 50 people. Some of them don't. But what I'm saying is she was able to get more people to come into her live show quicker than the guy would be able to, I
Right,
guarantee.
but it's also her personality. If
Yeah.
it was some other female with no personality, I don't think and not talking about anything that interests anybody. I
Oh,
don't.
no. And I
you know-
agree with you. I
does have
totally
a,
agree with you.
you have a
She
good
has a
point.
belt. She has a vibrant personality.
And
That's
she
what
Yeah,
works
that's right.
about her.
She
Very
works-
vibrant.
streams every week.
Dude, I give it to her because she can sit and do a fucking 2-hour live show without nobody on the panel with her.
Yeah.
She's done 3 and 4 hours at the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Technically, no, I haven't, Wedge. Not on this channel, I haven't. She's been around longer than I have. I only started this channel, like 10 months ago? And I had the
Yeah.
first month and a half, I didn't even have anything posted to it.
Was it about
I
a month
wasn't-
or 8 months?
Yeah, I want to say the first month or so, though, I didn't even post anything because I was still getting all my computer and everything set up all
Oh,
together.
yeah. When
It
did
took
we
me-
do the first live though?
I don't remember.
A little bit after that though, I know.
But like I said,
Somebody's noticed.
I didn't start posting until like a month after I started my channel because I was still trying to get all my shit together. Like I was building
Mm.
getting my PC and buying everything I needed.
We were trying to do that gaming live and that didn't work out.
Holy, what the hell?
But
My first live stream was 9 months ago, but it's got 1.2K views. It was a
Yay.
GTA live stream. I
Yes.
didn't even
Yeah, that was
realize
a
that.
good, that was a good stream, man. We all, wasn't that when Corey was in there, Sean was in there?
No, I don't think that was, no, that wasn't the one, no. That was like 7 or 8 live streams after that. I never realized that one had so many views. What the hell?
Yeah.
It
I
just made
just
you
noticed
popular.
that. So that was 9 months ago. And I joined in August 17th of 2022.
I didn't think.
So yeah,
Like
it's
10
been,
months ago.
well,
okay,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
jump back in on my computer.
alright.
Okay,
All right,
we'll see
Tony.
you soon.
Yeah, and I
Yes, I
wanna,
have visual line of sight. It's a great channel.
so yeah, I was
Like,
right then. The first month I didn't post nothing.
yeah, I thought it was a month because
Yeah,
I thought it was like a month, month and a half after you started that one.
but no, my
But,
whole point
yeah.
was I agree with Tony 100%, Tommaso. Well, all I'm saying is it's easier, especially for her being in a more male-dominated part of YouTube. For
Well, she comes out.
she
It's the
could
way
grow
she,
I guarantee she could grow faster with all her personality and everything. Take that aside. With
yeah,
all that, she could grow a lot faster than I could. Probably
but she's
Dominic, probably
well,
Tim.
she's well presented. You know what I mean? Like she don't just come in like
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a nicer word.
well presented.
Well,
She's got a
yeah, she's well
personality.
presented. She's got a great personality.
She
And
glows.
just-
She glows on camera. She glows
Yeah,
on camera.
yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm agreeing with all that.
Yeah.
I'm saying and being, but my whole point is her being a woman in a male-dominated hobby. It's a good thing for her.
yeah, and we do like to watch it. Yeah.
Oh, and this is the thing, Tomas, is gaming channels. There's so many of them out there, and there's so many gamers around the world. I've literally been in my server and asked somebody, "Have you watched this gamer?" And he has got like 5 or 8 million subs. They never even heard of him because there's
Yeah.
just
The
that many.
trouble is when you've got a big community, you've got oversaturation possibility too.
Yeah,
Because
but yeah, but I have more of a chance even if I grab less than 1% of the gaming community, I'd be
I'm not
fucking
denying
massive.
that. I'm just saying it can get oversaturated.
But taking my personal experience just from my server that has like, I think we're up to like 1,400 members. I want to say there's only like 30 people in the whole server that actually posts anything.
Mm.
Like there's that many people that just come into play. They don't record anything. They don't post nothing.
Did
They
you
don't
post
do any
your
kind of,
Did you post your channel in that server and
yeah, they have a self-promotion section that you can put all your
and this
information.
live and like
Yeah.
all the lives? Yeah. Okay.
But that's what I'm saying is they, out of all those people, because we have them registered because you have to register whether you post content. And we only have like 30 people out of the whole server that are actually registered for that. And there's like 12 or 1,300,
Mm.
1,400 people, something like that.
Now
So-
Tomas might be talking about Mr. Fire. Mr. Fire, he does that stuff. He has
was the Polecat, Bay Area
Polecat.
Bugs.
there's Mr. Fire and then there's the other one, but he just does redemption and stuff like that.
Well, the most famous ones, because they were the very first guys to really do RP servers, was Polecat. There was Bay Area Bugs, Jeff Faviano. Those are the guys that have been around since shit, dude. They've been on YouTube for like 12 or 13
Well,
years. Long
What
time.
was the guy? I got him on Facebook. I can't, his name can't, but his channel was 3X Drones. He's the one that came up with the dick chair and said it. But
Yeah,
he
he's-
has a gaming channel doing damn good. I think he has like 12K subs or more.
Yeah, he did the same thing I did pretty much. He decided
Mhm.
drones wasn't doing what he wanted to do and
Yeah.
he moved on to doing gaming. Because
Remember
gaming's,
we went in his chat like 2 years ago, I think it was, a year ago, we went in his chat.
well, that's the thing though, too, is if you have a good niche, you're semi-funny, I guess,
was
or you have the
Dutch?
personality, gamers can go pretty quickly. I mean,
What was the Dutch guy? He's saying GTA. He was Dutch.
he was Dutch. I don't know anybody that was Dutch, Tomas. All the guys I watch are all American or Canadian.
I
And there was
don't know.
one guy I watched from England, but most of them were Canadian or American. There's actually a
one
lot of
from-
Canadian gamers.
Tomas would remember 3X drones. I think we all have him on Facebook, but you should check his gaming channel. It's growing.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's Dutch though, Tomas offhand, that I can think of.
Me neither. Sorry. I don't.
Actually,
If you
like I
find
said,
his link, if you find his link, put it in the chat.
actually, most of the big gaming channels I watched, most of them are Canadian. Um,
There's one or two.
the ones I
Interesting.
watch, like Macker's actually Canadian, so is,
Mackers. Yeah, he's Canadian.
and so is, oh, what the hell's his name? I
I
can't
think
think of his name
Mackers went
offhand.
live yesterday too. I think he was live yesterday.
Yeah, he usually goes live Wednesdays and Sunday
when I'm at work.
afternoons.
Yeah, when I'm at work.
Yeah, he usually goes live Sunday afternoons and then randomly he'll go live sometimes throughout the week.
Good.
He's actually a big golfer too. He started posting golfing content to his channel. And I was like,
haven't golfed in 15 years. I would love to get out again. That was fun. See how many
yeah, see,
kangaroos
I've
can hit.
never even heard of that gamer, Dustin. Swifty, I have no idea who that is.
I know Swift FPV.
But I'll tell you, ever since I got into doing the gaming stuff, I don't watch a lot of those guys anymore. I've kind of just fell out of watching it, to be honest with you, because I do so much of it myself now.
Oh, he was that guy Tomas was saying. He's saying Sky doing loops and stuff. So he might have been a what's the name? Not like a hacker, but a yeah.
Have you noticed that though? Like even, because I know the drone community, you guys all try to watch each other's shit, but you don't act. No, a lot of you guys can't watch everything. I mean, it's just
There's a
not
lot.
feasible.
I mean,
But do you feel?
If I just watched the drone community stuff, I wouldn't be able to watch anything else. Nothing.
But like when like I said, when I got into the gaming stuff, I actually kind of stopped watching a lot of people's stuff. Like I used to watch these guys religiously every week, and then it was like I got into it. I started doing it myself, and I was so busy doing my own shit that I just it almost felt not interesting watching their stuff anymore because I'm doing it myself now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Macker even told me that. He goes, yeah, he goes, I did, he said when I started, he goes, I stopped watching a lot of those guys just because now I'm focused on my own shit.
You
You
should
guys
talk
feel
to
like that
hackers and
sometimes?
see how we can do a live gaming.
I mean, honestly, do you guys feel like that sometimes? Like you're doing the drone shit so much yourselves?
Or like I started out watching, I think some of the first drone videos I watched on how-tos were Billy Kyle.
Yep.
I think Russ
Yep.
back in like 2019, maybe.
Yeah, Russell was one of the first ones I started.
And I only watch Billy occasionally now because I've personally met him a few times, and he might not remember who I am, but it's more like, let's see what Billy has to say about X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean? But
do you
as far
feel
as religiously watching anybody, I try to catch Ken Heron all the time. I try to catch Dono all the time.
Yep.
And Tammy, and if Max were live streaming regularly, I'd be watching Max.
Yeah, I certainly prioritize people.
Yeah. Like Uncle Bill.
Yeah,
I've jumped in a few times, but I always miss his. I'm always like some nights you just can't do it.
Well,
yeah.
to me, live shows are different. I'm talking about just videos themselves,
Oh yeah.
like just
No.
content.
Well, Bill the Drone Reviewer. I used to watch Bill all the time. In fact, I'm one of his admins on the Mavic Mini um Facebook group, and we're almost up to 20,000 subscribers on that channel. But Bill was also great at the regular guy trying to get it set up or showing you how it works and the pitfalls. You know, he wasn't doing a massive. He wasn't making it a
And
production.
then Jello
You know,
Jello died, didn't he?
Marcus
Hmm.
is another one.
Yeah,
know,
Marcus is good.
Yeah.
I don't watch Marcus all the time, but if there's something new out or I know he got something to try that I'm interested in, I'll go watch Marcus.
Hmm.
You know, Marcus buys every drone,
Yeah.
every consumer drone.
I mean, do you feel confident in your own abilities now that where, because I've noticed like when I get, so like when I got into drones, right? Like if I got to the point where I felt like I didn't need to watch how-to videos unless it was
Yep.
that one random ass thing that it was like, okay, I've never done that before. But your overall basics, do you feel like you need to watch those videos anymore? Or is it usually just like one little feature that you can't figure out because you
It,
tried to do it?
it comes down to jumping into YouTube and typing in what are the switch numbers on a DJI FPV controller.
And then you'll just start
Yeah, it's
watching
just because
random
I needed
videos.
to know the switch numbers because I was programming it for ArduPilot,
Right.
right? But other than that, like yesterday, I looked. Does the DJI Integra goggles have sound? Do you know I wasn't able to find any video that said it had it?
Yeah,
I'm pretty. I don't know that it does. I think it does because it does video playback. But and I own them. I could just throw them on and look.
Hmm.
well, honestly, those are the videos to do though. Because
Right. Yeah.
like take Bill,
Finding
like
spots that people don't have.
Yeah,
take Uncle Bill, right? He bought the master air screws for the Mini 2.
Yeah.
He went onto YouTube, couldn't find any videos on them, and decided to do one. And now he's got fucking what, 20,000 or 30,000 views on
because
that
he's the
fucking
only
video.
one.
Yeah, because he happened to
Yeah.
find that one stupid thing that nobody covered. Because that's how sometimes you'll find that it'll be one little thing that's popular, but just nobody happened to talk about it.
And here's another one.
And that's a good thing to jump into.
Goggles V2. How to reset them back to factory.
No videos.
There's Bardwell was the only one who talked about butter because you got to use butter to
Barbell
do
covers
it.
everything, man.
There is
Barbell.
no DJI way to do it
Mhm.
Right.
that I'm aware of, and there's no video on it if there is one. But if you use butter, it'll reset you back pretty much back to factory. The welcome screen, like
Mm.
when you wipe out an iPhone and the first screen is hello.
Right.
It's the same way you get the DJI V2 goggles back to that and back to the original firmware it was released with.
Well, that's the thing. Those are the videos to do if you happen to like buy a set of props and
Yeah.
or even like a set of landing gear and you go to look it up and nobody's done a video on it. Those are the ones to do.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you see, I don't know if you know Sky Lee. He's a rep for Start RC, and he
Mhm.
provided a lot of giveaways for the South Florida Drone Meetup. He's given me some. I've given away some at the Brooklyn Meetup, and I did some. I actually sent one. I gave one to Ken Heron the day after Christmas when we met up down in Ocean City, and he gave it away on his channel. But other than, hey, this is what it looks like, there's no videos on any of that stuff. How to put on the front bumper. There's an
Right.
aluminum bumper they make for the Avata that protects the gimbal. Mounting bumper guards, like Dono's. I don't even think Dono has. I have to look. His rib rider. Does he even have a video that shows how you put them on? I mean, it's no big deal, but
No, but that's a good idea to do that. Like every time you come out with a new product, do a how to you,
yeah, just
how
like,
you use it, what you're expected to get with the item. Like when
That's-
you
but
receive
that's
your
what,
box, what comes in it.
That's what Russ does too. He does all that.
yeah.
He tears it down.
No, and if you remember when the first, I forgot what they called it, but it was the first document for remote ID came out. Russ seemed to have actually read it end to end. It was a pretty thick document, and he was one of the first. He actually did like a documentary type discussion on that, and I think that might have been his turning point, where he got so many people watching that, including probably the manufacturers, that he started getting popular in the manufacturer circle.
Justin says, I honestly don't think Ken does have one.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I mean, that's good. That it's actually a good idea
Mm.
for him to do though. Every time
Hey,
you come
Roland.
out with, almost do your own unboxing for people to see what comes in your box. Like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like when you receive it. And then open it up, show them all the contents, and then show them, do a little how-to on how to clip it on, all that.
I
What-
think he did one for the lanyard holder for the Autel controller. When the Nano and the Light series came out, which by the way, that is probably the best thing I've ever bought from Dono, was that little lanyard holder just for the Autel controller.
What's up, Roland? I sent you a link, man, if you wanna pop in.
Oh, man.
What's up, Bill? Wasn't Bill already in here? New
Yeah,
fan? Yeah,
he
yeah.
probably come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
the real Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
JDS ain't in here yet, so
Not
just
yet.
relax yourself, Bill. You can go off on him later.
Yeah, but after he said that, watch him pop in.
So Dustin said, yeah, he did one for the lanyard holder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
'cause-
I'm sure he did because I remember that.
I did a print for the lanyard holder for the smart controller. That worked.
I
very
have
well.
them.
Yeah,
Oh, lanyard holder. No, I don't have that one. I have
I've still
stick
got about
protectors.
10 of them.
I have stick protectors. If you want the STL, I print them on TPU. I think I have 2 or 3 of them left.
TPU, do you have PLA? Can it be done in PLA?
For the stick protector,
Stick protector. No.
No,
this way you can leave your sticks screwed in.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to
Oh,
take
I
them
got
off
one of
every time.
those. I
Oh,
got
you
one
got
of
one?
those.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an.
Well, mine
STL in my
is
file.
TPU, and it wraps around the back with Velcro strip. You just wrap it around.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing too, is if you get into the 3D printing, just learn how to do those CAD systems. Make all your own shit. Learn
Oh,
how to-
you're talking about Blender and
If it's
Yeah.
like that lanyard holder for the Autel controller, it's not worth it because the Dono was selling it for a reasonable price. It was
Okay.
well designed. It fit perfectly. Why?
You're
why
talking
try to
about just taking the time to do it yourself. You'd rather
Yeah.
just buy it.
It takes. I mean, I can't say how many times I've designed something and printed it and have been a millimeter off, and then I've gone and readjusted it, reprint. I had stacks of prints that I could have done this, and you go back and you do it again. So
I'm waiting until I get that K1. That's gonna be an awesome print.
did you say you're waiting for KY?
K1.
Oh.
K1. You always got me with that one. All right.
Just sit in the dick chair before you do that.
Mm.
I might bring that back. You never know.
Did you ever look to see if you could get new armrests for that chair? That seat,
I don't.
Secret Lab?
Well, you might be able to.
I mean, those chairs are fucking expensive. I'd assume they'd have
Yeah.
replacement parts for it.
I don't. So I took
It
the
doesn't
armrest
come
off
out.
my chair.
You took the armrest off?
No.
They
it
just
comes
get in the
up,
way.
But it
I s-
don't.
I saw a guy do a video on that, a short on that. He was like, "You're gonna call me crazy." He's like, "But the best thing you could ever do is take your armrests off." But I tried my new chair without the armrest for
can't.
like a couple hours. I didn't like it. I was like, "Nah."
Oh,
put
wait,
them
you
on.
can.
Well,
You can't. There's 2 screws at the bottom of it. You can.
they're
hmm
kind of hard to straddle with armchairs.
It's an $800 chair. So
Yeah, those things are expensive. I was looking at the Secret Labs over here, and I want to say the cheapest one I could find was like $400 and some dollars. It was almost 500.
PayPal paying for.
Do what?
PayPal paying for.
Telling you. But this thing is awesome. I mean, the hand thing goes out. It can come in. It can go up. It's awesome.
So you're saying it kind of turns into stirrups?
Yeah, well, you can probably. I never tried that. I go to the pub and pick up a woman, and I'll try it.
You know what game chairs I was looking at? They're a little pricey, but the Razer game chairs, those things
Oh,
look
the
fucking-
razor.
Oh,
Uh,
those what? They're low to the ground though, aren't they?
Not those ones. You're talking about the rockers.
No,
Yeah,
these
the
were
Razors.
they're taller than the ones that sit on the floor, but they're not as
Yeah.
high as a regular office chair.
Right.
These ones-
Razors. They make computer.
Oh, okay,
desks
those look
for
good.
gaming. They
Mm.
make.
They're
gaming
expensive,
tables.
man.
Oh, they're definitely expensive.
Is that the one
Well-
Tim's sitting in?
No, he's got a Secret Labs. They're a little. They're
Yeah,
a little-
wait, you got some pink ones.
It'll go with Bertha.
No, I'm not.
I'm
getting a
telling you,
fuck-
Justin,
I'm not getting a goddamn pink gaming chair.
a pink gaming chair and a skirt and a
See, that's the one I have, which I
A
actually
wig?
have on
Hey,
sale
Dustin.
right now. I actually have that one on sale right now. That's the one I got. It was originally.
see that looks totally
200.
uncomfortable.
No, that one's completely comfortable.
And these ones with the footrests, I really don't get. The thigh rests.
Yeah, it's not.
But
That's
show 'em the
not
price
super
of-
comfortable.
Show them the price of Secret Labs.
Oh yeah.
So I like that purple one. That purple one's cool. It looks like the same as yours.
Uh,
Oh, they went down. in
yeah,
price.
see, 589. No, those aren't it. This one's not it, but that's one of them. This is one of them.
I got the Empress.
But to me, that looks
Right there.
super. But to me, I don't know that bottom looks super thin
Oh.
for that expensive of a chair.
Yeah, that's the same one
Agree.
I got. There's a lumbar screw right there. Well, pretty much the same one I got right there.
Yeah, but it's not the back I'm worried about. It's the actual ass part of the chair looks super thin.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like it has like no cushion in it at all.
And even if they say, well, it's memory foam takes you right down to the wood.
But it's pretty cushiony. I mean, it's not that bad.
Well, you got a little skinny ass, Tim.
But that's one of the reasons I was actually looking at those at one point, but
That's the lumbar pillow. It doesn't come with a lumbar. It's within the chair. You gotta bring it in and out.
start a GoFundMe for KY for Tim, Dustin says.
Yeah.
It's a smart ass.
Playing hide the salami. Get your hot neighbor over there, Tim. Oh yeah, you can always call, what's her name over there?
Ooh,
Mm,
Imogen.
Imogen.
Rulin said just bought a new couch.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, that's why if I was to go buy a chair that expensive, I would really want to be able to sit in one and try it first.
Absolutely.
Cause I would hate to buy one from Amazon, unbox it, put together, and then sit in it and be like, fucking dude, this is uncomfortable and have to
Yeah,
unbox,
it ain't.
take it all
Well,
apart, back up and send it back.
Over
Gotta be-
here, they have chairs in like office works that you can sit in and see how.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing is
Yeah.
like you can go to like
You
Staples and
sit
all
there and
those
have a rest.
places. They have them, but they don't generally have the high end ones like those. They have
Mhm.
ones that are like 150,
I like the
$250.
mesh ergonomic.
That's like
Mm.
the
Right.
desk that I want to get is the Typhoon gaming desk.
Oh,
And
fuck
it's
those mesh
awesome.
off. Fuck those mesh
Awesome.
office chairs. Those things are comfortable as shit.
Oh no, I don't like them. I had
They got that hard ass plastic back with the mesh on it.
I
yeah,
had
those-
that at Depot.
I can't sit in those things. I had one of those for about 3 days. And I ended up going to Walmart and buying another one. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I threw mine out, and I think I used that one
I
At my-
almost,
at my office.
honestly, before I got this one, I was almost half tempted to just go get one of those big executive chairs that
Like Paul
Surly,
has.
well, Surly makes one of those.
Mm.
Like,
Like Paul has. Paul has
yeah.
one.
well, it's because your
There he
fucking
is.
ass pads like that fucking thick on them. And then
Yeah.
you get those big ass pads on the back. I mean, it's almost like laying in a bed on one of those things.
Well, you actually need that. Hey, Paul.
Well, don't blame me because I got a nice ass.
Hey,
thing.
Paul.
Fuck.
up,
my
Paul?
God. That went different.
No, but like, yeah, I was kind of thinking about getting an office chair at one, executive chair at one point. I was like, man,
Well,
I
I
don't-
thought you were going to get a secret lab, but
Secret lab.
they're just they're too expensive, dude. I can't afford $600 chair, dude. Like this one
Yeah,
was,
turn
When
that
I-
into Australian money. That's what I paid for.
when I got this one was like 220.
Mm.
But now they have it down, now they've knocked it down like 50, $60.
Yeah.
I pulled mine in from sitting at the curb like
The fuck?
10 years ago.
Why
And
do you
I
have an
still-
echo?
I have an
He's
echo.
using,
Yeah, you
he's
got like,
using G-Hub.
Echo.
You're
Yeah.
using G-Hub, man. You must be.
you got like some kind of voice
that
thing
better?
on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Is
There
it
you
still
go.
better?
No,
That's
that's what
Echo.
it's.
That's Echo. How you doing?
I have my electric guitar pedal. It's a
Oh.
vocal processor.
You
Yeah.
sound like an announcer with an echo. Like here at the game.
Game. Yeah, I can't hear it over here.
Julius Irving.
This one is like a whole audience talking with you.
I just had a flashback.
Was that acid or what?
It was the acid that I had in the 80s. Fuck me, dude. Came back.
Tim, when you moving back to the States?
It's a lot of money, man. So a lot of prep. But
Well,
I don't
it's-
know. I
It's
don't know.
real. It's really not a lot of money because, like I said, if you move, you don't want to ship any of that shit. You're gonna spend 3 times as much as it would be
Oh.
cost to
We
rebuy it.
talked about this, Justin.
It's
in
like a
private.
$700 freaking. It's like a $700 plane ticket. That's all you got to pay to
We
get back.
talked about this in private. The reason.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you're really gonna move, like, say you were in his position, right? It wouldn't be worth shipping anything he owns back to the US because he'd pay 3 times as much to ship it than it would to rebuy it once you got here, right? So it's stupid to do that. So what you'd want to do is sell everything, get as much money as you could, pay your plane ticket, and just leave. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Like, unless he had like, $100,000 statue in his living room and this and that, it was shit that was worth like, he had $1 million worth of shit, then it'd be worth shipping. But
I would bring the hard drives.
I mean, at most you got what, maybe $20,000-$30,000 worth of shit in your house, if that. I mean, to be honest, don't really count. You can't
Yeah, I'm
really
not gonna
count.
say that
use-
online. I'm not going to say that online. I have a little bit more than that.
Not your hobby shit. I'm just talking
Can
about
I-
like your TVs, your
I
printers. You
just-
don't really have that much in there. Because you don't really want to count like dishes and used furniture.
Oh,
No,
hell
no,
no.
no.
That's-
Even a TV.
If I do come back, I know one thing. I'm bringing my all my coins, gold, silver. I'll bring that all back.
No, that song was awesome, Curtis. The original song that one dude put on there, yeah, it was horrible.
Oh, you're going to fucking start them now. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm just getting ready.
Pull up them.
Putting your
pants.
makeup on? Putting your
No,
makeup on?
Mia's outside. I'm getting some stuff. I'm getting a pop. I'll be on there in a minute.
No.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
Just to be honest, Curtis, the guy that made the intro is a bit of a dick.
He's gonna delete the file. What happened to the intro? Oh, I don't know.
No, he can't delete it. I gotta download it on my
Oh,
computer.
you download it.
He has to gain
Okay.
access to my computer to get to it.
That's where I gotta download it too. But now that was the first version.
There's a few videos that have been taken down that I have copies of.
Yeah.
Controversial ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
other drone people, yeah.
oh like when they have like incidences on their live shows and stuff. Oh yeah, you gotta screen grab that
there
shit.
was one video that was put out and a lot of controversy over it a couple years ago, 2 years ago,
Mm.
and you know, there was like
Probably like downloaded all the fights that we had online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there
that'd
was
be
really
great.
nothing wrong with it. It was
Fight night.
What was it?
Oh,
Fright
we
Night?
had- We had a lot of
you
fights
could- you could
online.
call it fight night.
Yeah, right.
Put them all together, clip them all together, and say fight night.
Technically, what my understanding is, if you're doing a commentary with the video behind you, it's open
It's fair
game,
use.
right?
Now you didn't download the rant I had.
If
the
you're
2-minute
doing
rant I
a
did.
reaction video, it's fair use.
Right.
I did a
So
2-minute
You can't
rant.
just play it. You have to do a reaction and a commentary.
Yeah.
If anybody remembers
I'm
that, I
fair
did
use.
about 2 or 3 years ago. I did a pretty pissed off rant on my channel, but I deleted it. That was a good one. F
Go
this,
ahead,
F-
Dustin, because I got
F-
2 VPNs running. Go ahead and try that.
So- Oh, shoot.
I can't run my VPN while I'm live.
Well, Dustin has my address anyway, so
Oh, he does, yeah.
because I sent him
He
that
got mine.
drone.
He
Well,
got
as
mine.
long as he saved it, he does.
I got his.
Like I got a whole envelope. Like, look,
Yeah, and you still haven't sent them stickers yet.
I got a whole envelope right here that's full of envelopes from other people that sent me shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got everybody's envelope from their house. And then I'm not gonna turn it around because I want nobody to see it, but like if it was a cardboard box, I just ripped the address off,
Mhm.
cut the label out, and then just put it in there.
You don't have mine, do you? No,
Yeah, I do.
you do.
That's like there's a another guy. He'll hold up his phone with like
I got stacks.
oh, I forgot what app it was on there, but it had the latitude and longitude of his house.
Oh,
You know?
stupid.
And I'm like, hey,
Wow.
you're giving away your location. And he's like, I don't care.
Stupid.
Oh, Dan did that when him and Maddie were arguing on that damn live stream that one night. He was just saying his address right on the live stream. I was like, bro. Yeah, he said his address
Yeah.
like 5 times on that live stream.
I sent Captain Ray giveaways for the South Florida drone meet. I had no idea he was going to have as many giveaways as they had. That thing went on for like an hour and a half doing pulling numbers. Just on the small
Right.
prizes. They separated them into 2 groups. All the small prizes and the drones were all a separate pull out of the hat. Everyone's numbers went back in, but he's holding up the package. He's going, look, Tony sent me some stuff, and it has my return address right in the corner.
Oh,
And I'm like,
whoops.
My thing with that whole drawing though, I think they really should have done one of the good prizes for the chat though. Because there was a
Yeah.
lot of people that just couldn't make it because of medical issues.
Like a drone for the chat, maybe.
well,
Yeah.
well, in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, but Ready Set Drone, you only got into so you could buy a pass to go to spin up.
Right.
Yeah, I
Then
bought
I
2
think he had
online.
an extra. If you paid the $100, your name got put in the hat for the drones.
No, we were allowed to buy. Well, 2 years in a row, I bought the tickets for the spin up online when COVID
Right.
was hit. And he did a giveaway for the chat. And that was
Okay,
pretty-
but it was special, and you bought a ticket to the event.
right. Yeah.
Right. So that's fine. Yeah, I get that. But the guy who actually won the drone only found out about the meetup like the week before. You know what I mean? It's fine. You know.
Wow.
Well, it's like
It's not my
That's luck.
it's like the 93-year-old that hits the lottery, right? For $100 million.
Yeah, and then he dies the next day.
Right? And then the
Isn't
money
that
gets,
ironic?
then the money gets stuck in some account somewhere when there was some, you know.
You know, this guy about 10 years ago here in Australia, he won like, I'm saying like $20 million, right? And so the news guys, they went to his camp. He had a camper. And he said, "What did you buy?" And he goes, "Oh, case of beer, a Jeep." He goes, "What are you doing with the rest?" "Oh, it's in the bank still." Then they did a follow-up 5 years later, 10 years later. He goes, "I got more money than I won." And they're like, "What?" And he goes, "I put it in a savings account with high interest, whatever." And he goes, "I got more money than I won off the lottery." I was like, "Damn." He just,
Well, you-
all he did was buy a Jeep and a case of beer, he said, but he probably buys a lot more.
Well,
He's one of the few.
there have been few people that have been smart with lottery money, but there's been a lot that were stupid with it too, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I
Gone
mean,
within a week.
the best thing you could do, I mean, even if you, the best thing you could do when you win the lottery is buy a nice house, pay it off, buy a couple cars, pay them off. And then if you blow all the money, guess what? You at least still you got your cars and your fucking house.
Yeah, real
You
estate,
know?
real
Yeah.
estate and investments.
I
Right,
would just put it right into a savings account, buy what I need right as of now, wait a little bit, check out stock options, which
Oh,
stock
a lot of
moving right. And
people always say that, but you really don't know what you're gonna do in that situation. You
No,
might
you
go
don't.
fucking, you might decide to go fucking nuts. All of a sudden, you're like a hooker here, hooker there, cocaine here. Next thing
I
you know,
would
you're
give each
broke.
I would give each of my kids probably like 200,000 each and set them up.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
probably
you're
buy
you're
it.
better. Yeah, they say people who do that, their kids end up in more trouble than
Well,
not.
yeah,
getting
that's
it.
true.
If anything,
Yeah.
you're better off setting up an account that just pays their bills every month and they don't have access to it.
Yeah, I could do that.
You know,
yeah.
like where their electric bill gets taken out automatically, their car payment. and
Yeah,
they
but they're
just-
all over 18.
But
so
you don't give
that's
them
their
extra.
responsibility.
Yeah,
That's
but you
their
don't
responsibility.
give them extra money for spending money though.
Yeah,
Like if you really want to take care of your kids, the best thing you could do is just set it up where their rent's getting paid, their
Or
electric
get them
bill's
each a
getting paid.
house, and that's it.
yeah. Just
But you
buy
don't
that.
give
Got a
them.
house.
They gotta pay. They gotta pay the mortgage each.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Curtis. You end up blowing
Blowing
hookers, and
hookers.
next thing you know, you
Why
wake up in
not?
an alleyway somewhere, part naked and broke again.
Like Bertha. Like Bertha.
She actually got killed this evening again.
The cop got stuck by a needle too.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Cop was like, "Do you have anything on you?" I was like, "No." And then he goes to search me, and I type in the chat, "Cop gets poked by a dirty heroin needle." All of a sudden, you hear the cop go, "You son of a bitch!" Got so pissed. Because that's what's great is you can type in the chat, and so you kind of force each other to go along with the storyline.
I notice a lot of those other people in the game sound like somewhere between 13 and 17 years old.
There's a vast mixture. There's a lot of people in there that are in their like early 20s, mid 20s, and then there's a good group of them that are my age. It
Yeah.
really depends. There's actually some servers that are like strictly 30 and older. They'll have an age limit, like a high age limit. And then there's some that allow like 14 and older. Then
Yeah.
there's some that are 17 and older. It just depends on what they want to set their thing. I think ours is 14 and older.
Yeah, we need a meetup here in New York, a real meetup.
We need a big meetup in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well, it's perfect in Australia because you only have to feed Tim, so
You only have to what?
you don't have to feed Tim.
Y'all act like I never fucking eat. I got a good metabolism. Thank you.
That's just something scrawny people say.
I
Mm,
like how Paul just left a placeholder. I'm here
Yeah,
eventually.
Shit,
That's
Tim,
it.
my stepdad's like in his late 60s. Might be in his 70s now, but he's had to build like you his entire life, bro, but he ate like a fucking 16-year-old.
I can eat everything and anything, but I still won't gain weight. I'll lose weight and then just within a week I have it back. But
Speaking of eating, I went to Red Lobster for dinner tonight because I had like a $25 gift certificate.
what is that?
Anyway, yeah, give me this whatever feast it is, and I never ordered one. I didn't even look at how much it was. They're like, yeah, pick two of these. I said, okay, yeah. This plate comes out. It was like huge. It's in the refrigerator.
God damn. Yeah.
Dude, I hate when somebody buys you a gift card to an expensive place and like at a work or something, they'll give you a gift card that's like $10.
Mhm.
And it's some place that's like minimum $25 for one person to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, that
When I
shit
do
pisses
gift
me off.
cards, when I do gift cards, I usually do like 50, 100, 150.
My gift card covered the tip.
Yeah, there you
Damn.
go.
Put it that way.
Damn. Oh, I used to spend about 200. No, more than 200 at Red Lobster. When I used to go
Oh,
there.
it was good. I had sea scallops, lobster tail, coconut shrimp on the skewer. What else was in there? I don't remember. I had calamari. It was It's
There's
all
a
in the
good
refrigerator.
there's a good place here called Harborside. And you go there and their outside dining area is actually a dock, like a big dock
Oh,
type
cool.
thing over the lake. And so
Yeah, that would
it's
be
pretty
cool.
cool.
There's
But
a place
it's really
in
good.
Point Pleasant, Lavalette, New Jersey, that's like that.
Well, that's
Oh.
sort of how it is at like Cape May and in southern Jersey. They got restaurants like that. It's over the dock.
We got a
Hi,
first timer
Joe.
on the panel. What's up, Joe?
First timer, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Can't hear you.
Good to see you, man.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Mike.
We can see you, just can't hear you.
Yeah, we can see you, not hear you.
Must have been the bomb. He said
Mm.
on
Yeah,
the
it's
bomb.
in the Zoom settings.
Yeah.
You got to pick your microphone inside the Zoom app.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
go,
there he
got
is.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
Go do-
he's here. How you doing?
yeah, just go down the little arrow
That
next to mute and then go to audio
Thank you.
settings.
Any
Yeah,
better?
I just heard.
Yep,
yeah,
there
I
you go.
got you.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Oh, come on, Rulon, get up on the panel.
It's
Stop
only
playing.
3:24. Not late.
If you
Okay.
stayed up until 3:24 in the morning, you're gonna stay up a little bit longer.
So how you been, Joe?
It's not late. It's early.
Been busy. I was out flying today.
Nice. What did you fly?
Mavic 3.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I went out to the Chifuncta River and I did a hyperlapse and I did a waypoint hyperlapse together. And I did like 3 different ones. And I just wanted, because I've never done it before. I wanted to see what the waypoints and the hyperlapse would do with it. I'll stick to flying myself. I like it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, hyperlapse are a bit tricky when you're actually moving the drone. Now, if you're like, say, get above a real busy bridge of traffic and kind of get off to the side of it and just kind of park your drone up there and then do a hyperlapse, you can get some really cool shots like that.
Mhm.
That's
Go-
basically what I did. There was a bridge with a lot of traffic going across, and I did like a test video of it. Then I thought I was going to get back in time as the bridge started to open, but it was already a quarter of the way open by the time everything settled up, and I was able to start it again, and got that hyperlapse again with the bridge opening and closing. And that one, it looked a little bit. I know now I should have gone a little further with waypoints,
and things like that. And just because I had plenty of battery, I could have played with it, but I was kind of taking my time.
Well, nice.
What's up, Paul?
Hanging. I just got done editing another ship video and posting it.
Oh,
So.
great.
But
I'm getting-
there's
I'm
another
getting-
ship downbound, and I could get out the Nano, but then the fun part, as everybody knows, is the flying. The part that sucks is the editing.
That's what she said.
Hmm.
I don't think that really applied to that, but okay.
No, it didn't. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm getting the Air 2S, Paul. Air
I
2S.
good for you.
Yeah, Robbie's giving me a good deal on it, so
You'll like that.
comes with the smart controller too.
Is he sending you the perma stand for it?
What?
Is he sending you the perma stand for it? It's the permanent stand that it's gonna be sitting on because you'll never fly the damn thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I get it. I'll start doing videos and posting.
Better, I'm gonna give you shit about it.
I will.
Hmm.
God damn.
I built this He-Wing and said, if I build this, I'm going to fly it. It's still sitting on the wall.
I'm gonna do 3D printing videos too. Sort of like a hyperlapse, but of the printing.
Nobody
Well-
likes a dusty printer, so make sure you clean it off first.
Exactly.
Oh, I dusted them all up and cleaned them, and yeah, they're all right.
That was-
Needed more that oil.
That was 2 years ago
Really?
too, Tony.
Shut up.
It needed oil?
Yeah, it was running really on the CR10.
You never greased the
yeah, I
your
did grease it,
wheels,
but it
the
was like
bearings?
2 years ago.
Well, he sticks in his dipstick, but he never pulls it out to see what what its setting is at.
Here we go. Son of
I've heard that before.
a- yeah. What's that oil like?
So how's your grandbaby there doing, Joe?
Oh my God. I'm too old for a grandbaby. I'm not, I was not ready for this. It was a surprise to everyone. And she's at the point now when she comes over, she recognizes me. That's a pretty cool thing. She starts smiling, but she gets to that point where I know about 20 minutes before she's ready to eat.
Uh-huh.
And if I don't have stuff ready to go, I got about 10 minutes of just total, she's like freaking Lilo and Stitch type thing. Oh, geez. Like Stitch. You know. I told her, I said, I'll put you in the back room and close the door.
But this is the thing though, is she gets everything she wants. Don't let them fool you.
Not yet.
How old is she, Joe?
3.5 months.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Oh well, you got a lot of time to come when she starts running around your house on like she's on fire.
They already got that pink Avada in his cart.
Terrible twos, man. That's when you start running
There's a
away.
pink Avada?
I wish. But the funny part about the whole thing is the 3 dogs. When I got three Pomeranians, a Pomeranian Maltese, Pomeranian full, and a Pomeranian Chihuahua. And when she comes in, they have got to get up in the car carrier just to see her. I mean, it's like it's their baby.
Family.
I remember when I brought my youngest daughter home for the first time, and our dog literally walked up to her, and this was a big dog. I mean, huge dog, and he walked up to her and he just stuck his head in her car seat, and he just gave her the lightest little lick right on her cheek, and then just laid down next to her. Just sat
Well,
there.
I've got my daughter's dog now because when they moved, they couldn't bring her. Bring him, so he's with me. So he looks at her like, well, she took my place. That's what he looks at, right? But he looks at her, and it's like he gets up there. Another day, he was right up next to her, and he just kind of looked at her and just gave her one little bitty lick. He just kind of sat down and watched her. So he's they know it. If she's in the back and she starts crying, he tries to get into bed to see what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, they realize that they're very vulnerable
They're
at
very
that
protected,
age. Yeah,
very protected.
like, yeah, most dogs, like my old dog, oh yeah, if you got any kind of fidgety with my kids, like if he just thought you were gonna do something, oh dude, that was a bad day. He'd start seeing red. He didn't like it.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's just like Bo. Like Bo's pretty friendly with people he doesn't know, but I have this feeling that if so one of the kids, if he felt like one of those kids were in danger, and he is, oh my God, that dog is like Terry Crews, bro. He's nothing but muscle. He's fucking jacked. And he's that dog has no fat on him at all. He's just pure muscle.
Damn.
Like 70 pounds of just walking muscle.
Big dog.
I'm the only one that can walk him without literally pulling you down the road. Sarah,
I had a Neo Massive Cross Dane with a head on it about like that. He broke a chain about that, you know, the big ass chains. He broke that to go and help Kelly. Stood right by her side. She yelled out for him for like twice or something. Broke the chain, jumped the fence, and came right by her side and just snarled at these blokes that were messing with him. He was a good dog.
Well, how did you end up, the landlord's dog has gotten pretty attached to you too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's away right now. He's they went away for the weekend. I got him for a month on the 22nd. No, not a month. 22nd to the 9th of the 7th. I'll have him.
yeah, they're gonna
Gotta
be.
take care of the horse and fish and birds and
Oh, there's Papa.
Oh.
There's the proud grandpapa.
I was telling her I was gonna buy her a Nevada. That's why I started laughing.
Yep.
that's
See,
why you just want them to stay that age. Just want to stay that age.
think she. Yeah, that's what I say. You think she's spoiled now?
But let me tell you what I figured out. My daughter says she's got this song on it. Don't go listen to it because you don't want to ever hear it again. It's called the Happy Song. It's the craziest thing on YouTube, and it's just a loop. After I listened to it for about 15 minutes, I said, "Oh hell no, that's not gonna happen." So I found out that she likes music. So if she starts to give me any problems, I just sit her right here. And then what I do is I turn on the Bangles or Village People or something from old school. And she'll sit here, especially with the Bangles with Manic Monday. She'll sit here and watch that 15, 20 minutes. And I don't mind listening to that because I get to look at good looking women.
Yeah.
You get to look at Suzanne. That's
Oh,
right.
boy, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I get to watch her and Liliana will just sit here and I mean, she's content. I mean, it's perfect.
Dave. Suzanne Hoff. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that when I was younger. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't. I had a poster.
Wow, I didn't miss it either.
Yum. So,
Mm.
so Joe, do you live in Louisiana?
In Louisiana, Mandeville, Louisiana. It's about 30 miles north of New Orleans.
Yeah, I can tell with your accent.
My son's a police officer in Covington, Louisiana, which is about 5 miles up the road. Johnny Dronefly, Johnny Alfonso, lives
Yep.
about 17 miles from me.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Okay, note to self, don't go to Louisiana.
Yeah.
Your son's a cop.
Yeah, I've been sending Joe recruitment videos for down here.
I've been to Bourbon Street. My buddy, I can't remember his last name. His first name's Neil. Across from Bourbon Street, he had the only. He was a neon, well, glass blower. He was a glass blower, but he made neon signs.
Mhm.
And I don't know if he's still doing it, but Neil.
I just saw that picture you sent me. It said I identify as a pissed off American.
Yeah.
What?
Joe sent that to me.
Oh, really?
I was pulling up, I was gonna pull that picture up of your son and show him. This is Joe's son right here.
He's a rig.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yep.
They had an incident the other night up in the hood up there
Yes.
where
Mhm.
one of the officers called a 108 because the guy was kind of fighting with him. And Justin and two other officers pulled up on the scene. There was about 40 people. And they were all giving the police a little bit of problem out there. And Justin just told a bunch of them, look, back up. And one said to him, look, man, he should not have tried to tase him like that. And he said, well, we'll sort it out. Just get back, like this. And this woman mouthed off to Justin and walked over and kind of put an elbow and a shoulder into him.
The hell is that?
And Justin turned around and looked at her and said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you that one. He said, touch
Yeah.
me again, you're going to jail real quick. And
My
she said, "Oh,
cousin-
she
My
said,
hand is Matt.
My
What the hell
cousin.
is-
Back, guys.
My cousin just became a.
Well, now you,
state-
Justin, now you can show him
You
that
get-
video.
He just became a state trooper, New Jersey state trooper, about a year ago.
What is that,
Alright,
Curtis?
So
Hey, Curtis.
There goes
it ain't
Paul.
gonna work because it doesn't lock down.
Mm.
It just pops right off. So that's a GoPro that's in there. This is for underwater, and what you do is you
How do you-
put this half underwater, half above water, and it gives you a perfect view of both. But as soon as you put it, it doesn't lock in place. It's gonna come right off.
Rubber band.
Yeah. Also, I hadn't
That-
figured out how to hook it up. So there's no mount on the GoPro to put it on a stand.
Mm.
I want to mount this on my ROV, but I don't see a way to mount it. I have other GoPros that have, the fold out bottom, but these don't fit it.
Now watch Sean here. He's
Yeah,
trying
we're
to be a
gonna
badass.
Everybody watch this.
Last that he had, he's like has 4 or 5 shots in there. That motherfucker.
What are you talking about? Look at that. I can grip it with one hand, man.
Ah, prick! Yes, got that on him. Got that on him.
Yes. That's gonna be on for the next couple of days. I reckon that's hilarious.
Hey, Justin, have you made a reel out of that yet?
No,
Yeah,
I'm going to though.
Polar
You gotta
Pro.
click that.
Oh, it's
Hey,
Polar
man.
Pro.
That's your
On the work, eh?
You know what the problem was there? He still had some of that lube on from his alone time.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, he had his hands down his pants. If you go back and look, go back and start it over. We check.
Slipped out his hand.
Justin started over and freezing it like you did. Look where his hand is.
Hold on.
Go 5 seconds at a time. You know how you can do that? Really slow. Oh my god, that's bad.
Oh, he did. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Watch. Where's his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, but fucking Sean is the fucking size of. Oh damn! Yeah, like has 4 or 5 shots in there. That motherfucker.
What are you talking about? Look at that. I can grip it with one hand, man.
Look at his face. Look at his face right there. Right there. Capture his face right there.
You were saying?
Capture the face right there when he dropped it. Like if you can slow it down and.
Oh, I should take it and put it in slow mo and slow the video down. It'd be like.
Yeah.
That'd be the instant replay.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, Mars. I thought, is Mars there?
No. That was a clip from last night.
That was a clip.
Oh, damn. All right. I was going to ask him a question. Anyway, all good.
No, that was a clip from the night before last. I meant to show that to you last night. But I
Yeah,
completely forgot about it.
that's why I just
Oh.
reminded Justin.
That would have been
Edward,
funny.
how's it going?
Edward,
Yeah,
Welcome back, Gitchy.
did you send Mars a link?
I believe I did.
ARC, Matt,
Yes,
stop
yes, we
trying
do
to
have
pretend
to.
like you're working.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Oh,
sent him a link.
This is what I do for work. Just drive around.
mm,
Oh, cool.
Tim, why aren't you-
no, we missed it.
Is that me? That wasn't my internet,
No,
was it? Oh, okay. What did you say, Matt? Say it again.
I said, why aren't you out there with your Mini 2 today, mate? No
Yeah.
Minis, guys.
Oh, Lord,
Good time of the
here
year, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I had laundry to do. I had to clean up the kitchen, clean the bathroom, clean the shower. Yeah, I had shit to do. And it's cloudy as hell up here, so I don't know how it is down there.
Really?
Yeah, it's cloudy as hell.
Oh, it's
And it's
bloody
going to
beautiful.
rain in about.
So Uncle
Very-
Bill's live right now.
I think
Really?
he's
He's got-
restreaming arts.
He's got 2 people in his.
He's
He's
restreaming art
He's
shows. What he's doing.
restreaming arts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does that every week.
Oh, he's also Arts Live.
Yeah,
Yeah, or it's
Oh, yeah,
still.
right.
Oh, he's been going for about 3 hours now, I reckon.
yeah. Well, I left an hour and a half ago.
Shit, almost
Yeah.
got Edward there.
I gotta go check on my food. I think it's done.
You
What
heard
do
the
you have?
timer?
Yeah, I hope it's not burnt.
Oh, he's not at Matt's house anyway, so.
Ooh.
You know,
Everyone does it.
the one person that's bragged about his cooking for the last 2 years I've known him. And then, yeah, I would have never mentioned that on YouTube. I would have kept it. As a matter of fact, I would have threatened Dennis with life-threatening injuries if he ever told anybody.
Mm.
No, I'll own it. It's a good story. I fucked up, so
You know what's funny about it is it's the first time you tried Chris Hope's sauce that he gave you and you burned it.
Mm.
no. It wasn't the first time I've tried those rubs.
Oh.
I've done many ribs with those rubs before. But it just so happened that Dennis was there when I fell asleep in the lounge. No,
Yeah.
People make mistakes. You could have something on me.
But now, could you imagine if
Right.
he would have done that with Chris Hope there, a full-blooded
Oh.
Texan?
Oh, no.
That
Oh
You know
my
what?
God.
That'd be like going into a Master Chef competition. It would be nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah.
I would be out there. I wouldn't leave the side of those ribs because if they were bad for Chris, that'd be the end. That'd be the
Yeah.
end of it. Oh my God.
oh yeah.
You know what? You know what I'd do? I wouldn't cook them. I'd say, Chris, show me how you do it.
Yeah, there you go. Good idea. Very good idea. Well,
Go to the
Yeah,
store.
and if he stuffs it up, look out if he stuffs it. Fucking hell.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry
Right.
about that backlash.
right?
No.
A
No.
Texan
And if
messing up a
Ron's,
barbecue. Oh,
I might ask Ron to see if he can do it. Because Dennis, him and Dennis are having a real good chat. They sent me a thing the other day, return tickets, $900 here to bloody Sydney. Right.
good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I mean, he's coming from Atlanta.
I'm gonna jump off, guys. I gotta go
That-
eat.
All right,
All right,
Curtis.
see you later, Curtis.
Enjoy.
See you, Curtis. So he's coming from Atlanta. That's some good money, man. That's under $1,000 bloody return.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah.
Well, if they both come over, that'll be cool. We'll have a big ass barbecue.
Mm.
Sorry, mate.
We'll have a big ass barbecue. I'll bring the prawns, tiger prawns.
Yeah, might not have time to catch up with this time, Tim. Not sure.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Well, I just got the itinerary, and
Uh-huh. hmm
I
They're
mean,
gonna
we're
be-
going just out.
You're gonna be in Perth the whole
You're right.
time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe even Cooktown, South Africa. Not sure.
yeah. He's going to
I'll call-
Mawson Base in Antarctica.
I'll call Matt up and I'm
Yeah.
like, where are you at, Matt? Oh, we're down in Noosa. Oh, I'll meet you there. Oh, no, we're leaving right now.
Yeah, we've done our sunrise. We have to get some more sunrise locations for Dennis.
No,
What
but
about, what
so
about the
next-
Glass House Mountain?
No, it's too close to your place. We'll go somewhere
Oh, for
else.
fuck's sake.
You could come, yeah. I think a great idea. Come to the Docklands.
Son
That's
of a.
far enough away from Tim, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. They'd still make it down some bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Fremantle then?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'll be there with bells on, goddamn.
my God.
Okay. What about Cape Town, South Africa then?
No, I'll make it there.
That'll be right, mate. You wouldn't get in the country because you don't know what nationality you are, so they can't work that out at the border. You're gone.
Hmm.
Yeah, could you imagine
Oh,
him
yeah.
getting into customs and they're like, and where are you from? Australia, with the most country redneck American accent. Yeah, from Australia.
Yeah, right.
Mm. Oh, well.
Ugh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, we'll sort something out there, Tim, buddy.
Yeah. Be good to see Ron. I mean, another Pennsylvanian. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, so now you're a Pennsylvanian, right? Okay.
Mm.
I was born in Pennsylvania. Oh, listen to this.
No, it's like he
You
only
should be an
played.
FPV drone, mate.
Well, it's like Matt, when you ask him the hard questions, right? Then he's American. He's like, I plead the fifth, right?
Yeah.
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 When you would start asking Tim the hard questions, then all of a sudden he wants to start pleading the Constitution. I'm going to use
Yeah.
the amendments to my advantage.
Hey, we got an
Well,
embassy
you know
over
what?
here.
There's a good nickname. There's a good nickname for Tim, and we should call him FPV because he flips so much.
That is so wrong. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
FPV.
Well, we got an embassy here. So.
No, we have an embassy
Yeah,
there. You've almost been in Australia longer than you grew up in the US. So you're really close to losing, just not being American no more.
10 more years. 30 and 30. He's 30 and 30.
I thought you were only like a couple of years from that.
No,
No. Yeah,
20
yeah.
years.
30 and 22, I think.
Mhm.
No, if it's 30 and 30, you're about to hit 60.
No, 30, like 31 and something like that. 31 back home. I turned 30 before I came here. 31.
Hey, Dom, it looks like
2003,
you're
I was
getting
32.
Yeah, I know.
32.
I'm under attack.
I was 32 when I got here.
Under attack.
I got here in 2003. 32.
2003.
Mm.
Would you like to turn back the clock, eh? Fuck me.
Wasn't that the time you were in the
Oh,
US?
bitch.
In the US, Matt?
What?
No, I was 2006 Germany. 2008. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a bad year over here. You missed all the floods.
2003 was the
Yeah.
height of Matt's grunge years.
Mm.
2008, we had some wild ass floods
Mm.
here. 2008.
It was the end of
2008.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it 2011?
2008 and 2011, and then there was another 2016.
We had
Yeah.
2009 was
What
the
about-
bushfires.
2009 bushfires down there. Yeah.
We had the
Oh,
bushfires
that was
down
your
here,
lot.
January, February, and
Yeah.
March. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that, 45 degrees Celsius heat for 1 week. We got
Yeah,
baked.
it was up there.
Did you have to take a lot of antibiotics for those bushfires or what? Like, just curious.
It only
Oh my
burnt one
God.
MP.
Come down, you
Yeah.
can come down to the villages in Florida. You can get all the bushfire you want.
Mm.
Just ask Bertha.
But that's what I was telling Tim. What's funny is like the highest STD rate in Florida is actually the age range of 50 and older.
Oh, interesting.
All at retirement villages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting down, bro. It's like a fucking orgy up in there.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you? You know,
You go in there and every pineapple tree's flipped over.
Justin, you got to send a link to Alexis. Get her in here one night.
Yeah.
I think she was on. Didn't she come on my show not too long ago? Or was I on Bill's show? No, it was Bill's show. That's right.
Bill Show.
Bill.
Yeah.
she's always on Bill's show, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane.
Oh yeah, they abandoned Six Flags. I've seen some videos on that. Where you're at, Joe.
Hmm.
Andrew, what's up?
Hey, Andrew.
My nephew actually has a restaurant about, hey, stop. Has
Yeah.
a restaurant about a half a mile from, have to
Yeah, I
get
can hear
somebody.
that.
Yeah, she's trying to get something to eat.
He might not
But he has
have
a
that.
restaurant about a half mile from that Six Flags. I've actually thought about going to the restaurant and flying from there.
He might not have that setting turned on for that.
Oh, okay.
You
I
have to,
thought it
because
was your setting.
no, so you go to the little arrow down at the bottom next to mute. If you go to audio settings, where it says background noise suppression, you can
Mm.
set it for low faint background noises, computer
Okay.
fan pin taps, and background speech.
Mm.
Like the highest one usually will block like dogs and everything, dude. We had 2 different times where we were testing it out and JD was on my channel hanging with JD. He turned around, started beating the shit out of his drums, couldn't hear nothing. And then he was taking a whistle. He had a whistle that he 3D printed and he was blowing it into the microphone, nothing. Just so he was like, you guys hear that? I was like, no, we don't hear anything. He's like, really? He's like, I about blew my eardrums out. It was super
Holy
loud.
shit. It does a
Zoom-
good job, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
Zoom does really good on background noises, like breathing into microphones. Any just excess noise, yeah, it'll get rid of it if
Yeah.
you turn it on. What's up, Jim's Droning? How's it going, man?
Hey,
How you
Jim.
doing?
Jim, how
Uh,
are you, buddy?
how the heck did Tony and Joe hook up with you guys? Tony's been on my channel quite a few times.
Yeah.
Joe's just starting to get on
This
people's
is probably
channels.
like my
Yeah.
8th or 9th time on here, I think.
Yeah, you were on here
Easy.
last Saturday.
Yeah.
I was on Saturday. I think I was on Monday. I think it was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's just this week.
Good looking son, Joe. Support the blue. My ex was a cop. I went to college for criminal justice. Wanted to be a cop.
I'll be back.
Radio Arnold.
I don't know, get you. You make like 3 times as much as the cops and you get to travel all over the world.
Hey, Andrew. Max there.
The
That's
ironic
nice.
part was that while I was growing up, I always wanted to be a cop. And I had a good friend across the street. It was like a brother to me. He always wanted to be a Marine. He became the cop. I became the Marine.
You guys
Oh,
did the
damn.
opposite.
We
Hey,
flipped.
Jim.
You never thought
What
about
was-
getting into it when you got back or when you,
I actually know, because I was into the photography side. Now, the biggest mistake I ever made in my life was in boot camp. They called myself and another person in and talked to us. Now, we were 19 years old. We had no clue. And I was going in on a band contract to play in the Marine Corps band.
uh-huh.
They said that because of my grades and all my testing, they wanted to bring me into Naval Investigative Services.
Oh,
And I
it's the
had
same
to-
thing Lynn did. Yeah.
Or I had to agree to it. And I told them, no, I want to be in a band. That was kind of a real big mistake.
Damn.
Oh, so
Damn.
you got pretty much a choice to either do like a high level security job and you took going into the band instead.
Yep. Hey, make
Damn.
mistakes.
I mean, even if you go in the military though, say you do 10, 15 years though, they don't really care what you did in the military though, right? Like when you get out to like get a job with like a police department or something. They don't really
No,
ask about that, right?
You got military experience, you get a job anywhere.
Right.
I went, like I said, I was doing photography, doing it on my own, and my cousin became an EMT. And he said, man, you got to come try this. And I started laughing at him, wound up doing it for 4.5 years. And I walked right in. And it was a piece of cake to me. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Oh yeah, because when I worked at
Piece of cake.
Walmart, they used to hire people, get guys off the street all the time, go right into management. They'd skip being an employee, a support manager, all that. They would just take them right to management training, 10 years out of the military, like 10 years in the military. They'd get out and they'd just give them right into management training.
Well, that's how it usually is. They look at you and they say, if you got military experience, we want you in the management side. Like my son right now, my other son, he's a second lieutenant at Cherry Point, North Carolina, aircraft maintenance officer. And he was speaking with me last night, and he said that he got to promote one of the sergeants. And then he was telling me about another Lance Corporal and how he counseled him with re-enlisting. And I said, well, I am really proud of you because you're taking interest in your troops, which I told you to. And when I finished the conversation, I went, sir. And he said, why you keep doing that? I said, Marine Corps thing. I was enlisted. You're an officer.
Oh, damn. That's awesome.
So he
That's
didn't,
I got to,
he
I
didn't tell
gave
you,
him his first salute.
he didn't tell you to finish up that. He's like, that's the Marines. Don't you ever get out of line, boy. Uh,
I'll give him trash. I got on him the other day, and I mean, he said, I can't believe you said that to me. I said, sir, at the end, I said, I'll get the respect in there at the end. I said, but you got to understand, I'm still your dad. That's what I told him.
right, exactly.
I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
That's what I said. When my uncle used to give my grandpa
I
crap,
think
like when
they
my
were trying to actually.
like
think
when
they were trying-
my grandpa was on oxygen, he had to do the oxygen bottle with the little oxygen hose and all that. My uncle used to like fuck with him and he'd pull on the oxygen tube and be like, come here, boy, like a dog. And my grandpa would turn around and be like, boy, I'll kick your fucking ass. He goes, I'm still your dad.
That's a shame. Oh my God.
Well, Justin
Uh,
gave me some trash the other day. And I said,
Did he?
you think you're brave, the cop, like that. And he said, dude, don't mess with me. I said, you got to go to sleep.
You gotta go to sleep. That's a good one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, actually, Lynn, Paul's really good friend, Lynn, that's what she was in, was the investigative services. She did
I
that
wish
for
I
you.
would have went that way. No.
Oh, Dustin, I don't know, man. You could have probably sued him over that, because I don't even think they're allowed to do that. He said, I opened the new Walmart in Belleville, Illinois. My unit got called up. I got deployed, and then Perks fired me.
Yeah, that's a
Pretty
shame.
sure they could have gotten a lot of trouble for that.
Oh, guys, I better get into it. I might pop on when I'm rolling, mate. If you're still on, but anyway. all good.
He'll be still on.
All right. See you, Matt. Drive safe.
Yeah.
Drive safe.
Good luck.
Shall do.
Don't pick up too many lot lizards.
Mhm.
There's no such thing as too many, mate. No.
Whoa. Damn.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get you. I think that's actually a federal law. You can't hire somebody that's deployed, or like if they're in the reserves and they have to leave for the weekend or whatever, they have to give you that time
That's
off. It's
now.
just,
That's now. Was it back then?
Joe, I'm sure that's been a law for years, hasn't it?
I think it's been a law for a long time. They've got to keep your job or spot for you. It might not be your job, but you have to come, when you come back, you can go back to the company. If you want to go back to them, they'll find a place for you.
Right.
Supposed to.
Right. Most of my friends that came back from military, what are they? They work at the jail, or they're cops, whatever. They were always.
Jim.
My brother, he retired. He retired a full-blown colonel in the Air Force. You should have saw it, Joe. My brother came over here when Julia Gillard,
Julia Gillard.
that's it, was prime minister, and it took me like an hour, 2 hours just to get a phone call through to him. They didn't believe I was his brother. And then all of a sudden, like 30 minutes later, he called me. I was like, what the hell was that about? And he goes, oh, I don't know, but I heard somebody came up to me and told me that you called me. And he goes, oh, why don't you take a drive down? I said, you're in Canberra. That would take me like 20 hours. I said, why don't you get me a hop from Brisbane Airport? And he couldn't do it. He was here for 5 days and never got to see him. Weird.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of shit over in Australia right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're setting up a lot. They're actually redoing a bunch of the I know they're repurposing a couple old airports too. They're upgrading them and doing a bunch of upgrades to them and stuff.
Perth is getting upgraded back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, that's where they're gonna put the submarine base for the 3 new subs. It's gonna be a permanent military or naval facility.
At the time that he came over, it was all about jets or something. He was taking back and giving them like 8 or 10 jets. That's weird watching the news and seeing your brother right next to the prime minister.
Matter of fact, Jason, can't never say his last name. It comes on here. He was in the Marines too.
Navarius.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the Marines for quite a few years.
Yeah, he actually went to, I think he went to the Naval Academy.
Did he? Nice. It's pretty cool. My brother was able to get married at the chapel, the Air Force chapel. That's pretty cool.
Well, my son didn't. I never really pushed the issue of anybody going into the military. And my daughter wanted to go into the Marines. And she said, come on down to the recruiter so I could talk and you could be there and listen. And I said, go to the Air Force. Don't try to go to the Marines. You're not going to do it. You'll come home crying. So my son came with us and we sat there and they were telling her everything about it. And they looked over at him and said, well, why don't you join? And he said, I'm in school. I'm not about to join. And they said, well, do the PLC program, get your degree, go to OCS. And when you get your degree, we'll promote you and you'll be an officer. Start that way. So he looked into it. He looked at me and he said, well, what do you think? I said, it's not my decision. You got to make that decision.
Right.
But then he made the decision to do it. And he did it based on one thing. He wanted to see if he could go to OCS and pass.
Oh, wow.
That's what he wanted to do. And when he got there, he passed. He had to go 2 different summers and passed, came back. And when they promoted him, I could see the difference the first day he got back. just the difference in the way he acted. He kind of, it wore off because it took about 2 years before he went active duty. Every once in a while, it started to wear off. I said, dude, you better get back to that Marine mindset. Because I said, you will be eaten up quick.
Yeah. It was pretty cool though watching it was funny because my brother, he worked on the safety equipment of the jets and stuff. He was a QC sort of at one time. So I got pictures of inside the jets, outside the jets, all the thing. I had a big photo album of it, and I had the negatives too. And he called me one day and he goes, I'm gonna send you an address. Can you send all them back? Plus the negatives. I was like, why? And he goes, you can't have them. He goes, I told him that I will send him my brother pictures. And he goes, no, that was it. So I had to send them all back. Every one of them.
I mean, oh, go ahead.
I said, I was stationed in Hawaii and I was at Pearl Harbor and they had submarines coming through. So I was taking pictures of submarines.
Mhm.
I went and put them in to get them processed. And when I went to pick them up, they said, hold on a minute. They came and talked to me and said, we can't give you back the film because you can't take pictures of submarines. But there was nothing saying I could, but I could have gotten all kind of trouble for that.
Yep. That's what my brother, he could have, he told me, he goes, oh, they can put me in the brig for that or something. I was like, what?
Real
He goes,
quick.
no.
Oh,
Yeah, they-
dude, they're super strict about those nuclear subs.
Yep.
They,
They had some good pictures too.
there was a video of these brothers that were on YouTube and they were fishing in just this little tiny boat and they were probably 1,000 yards from this sub, dude. And they just came over with these patrol vessels. They said, you got to get out of this water now. Like, and they weren't even bothering anybody. They were just sitting there filming themselves fishing. And the Navy flipped out on them, told them to get the hell out of there.
Well,
Well,
Hickam Air
I'm
Force
wondering
Base
how-
is right.
Yeah, sorry.
Hickam Air Force Base is right next to Pearl Harbor, and we used to go fishing at nighttime out there. And you'd hear a hum, like a low hum. And what'll happen is about after you start hearing that noise, that's the subs coming in at night, and you don't see them because they're sitting right at water level. And when they hit the channel, they've got a set of flares that'll go off, it's like laser flares. And the first time that happened, it was about 2 a.m. These laser flares started shooting across Pearl Harbor. You should have seen how fast we hit the deck. We didn't know what the hell was happening. We thought somebody was attacking us. I mean, and we both all military sitting there. And I mean, I was trying to get under the cement. I didn't know what was happening.
Damn. I wish I could have saved some of them pictures, man. I had great pictures of the console. Oh, it was awesome. They were awesome. Because my brother, you remember Transformers back in the day, they were all metal. He got me all of the jets and everything for my collection. And he's the one that got me because I was really into jets. I thought they were pretty cool. Yeah, that sort of peed me off a bit.
Yeah, your brother's lucky he didn't get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, we had it was above our mantle, but my mother, and this is cool, before she passed away, she got to put his in the ceremony at the academy. They were up there on stage putting she put the left one on, he put the right one on. And then the commander or whatever, he gave him the sword, and we had that sword over our fireplace for a long time. He got it back from my dad probably about 2 years ago, I think it was. And then they send you a videotape when you graduate Air Force Academy, and Lee Greenwood and all the jets are going over, and it's pretty cool. God Bless America, I think Lee Greenwood, he sings. It was in a what's the name? Encased. It was encased. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I had a lot. Almost every one of my uncles and my dad were in the military.
Well, it's weird because he goes, well, after you retired, and I was like, you could have made a general, and he goes, no, not in the line that I was. He said, but I made it to Arlington, something like that. He said, like, what?
Yeah, you start getting up into the general status, so you gotta deal with a lot more politics and bullshit too.
Yeah.
If we-
My brother has the sword now, Andrew. You got to back off my dad.
Now, I'm curious because I know the president can literally like fire generals. Is it anybody below that? He can do the same thing, or is it just generals?
He's the commander in chief.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a president can actually fire a general if
I
they
don't
don't
know.
agree with them.
I don't know. Joe would probably know about it. Maybe Dustin would know. I don't know.
Sorry, guys, I'm eating at the moment, so give me a minute.
Thank you for shutting off your can.
The hell did Paul go? He just dropped out of nowhere.
I think he went and got that ship. He said he was tracking a ship coming up, didn't he?
Yeah, he'll
He
try
said
to
he's going
talk.
to do that.
He'll try to talk himself out of it, and he'll end up doing it.
Yeah. Are you using OBS, Tony?
Yes.
That's how you got your water. Yeah. Okay. For Mark. Yep. Very good. Yep.
Andrew wants to know if you still have the sword.
My brother has it now. He got it back off my dad about 2 years ago.
What's that?
The sword that he was graduated the academy with.
Oh, nice.
It's encased in glass.
I used
What
to
service?
have a bayonet,
Air Force.
a hand grenade, all hollowed out, a bazooka shell, and a mortar shell,
Oh, really?
all fully intact but hollowed out.
Wow. Holy crap.
And someone threw them out.
If
Get
you
my
look
shit
it,
checked.
if you look it up, his name's Ronald Jackson, Joe,
Yeah.
Air Force Academy. I don't know. He graduated 86, maybe. How long do you go to the Air Force Academy? You go to prep school for a year. The Air Force Academy for how long? I don't know.
It's 4 to 6 years, depending on what part of service you're going to be in.
But he
If you're going
graduated.
to be a
high school,
pilot,
No,
if
he
you're going to be a
tried.
pilot, you're going to be a while.
He went to the Air Force to become a pilot, but he was colorblind, and he said the surgery they gave you only gave you a 50% chance of sight. So
Shit.
he turned it down.
These days, you have to be a like top tier to be able to be a pilot.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
don't
he
even
was
think
very smart. Believe me, he was very.
having
Very
some
smart.
pre-existing surgeries can keep you from getting in. Like I want to say one of my friends wanted to go in the military, and I think he had previously had gallbladder surgery or something.
hmm
I mean, you could never tell that he actually ever had anything done. But yeah, they wouldn't let him in because of it.
Yeah, he could have got the surgery. The Air Force was going to pay for it, but they told him that he only had 50% chance of it working. So he didn't want to jeopardize it. So
Especially you get up there, you're like an F-22 pilot, right? Fucking
Mm.
$150 million plane, bro. You better know what the hell you're doing.
that'd be awesome, man. I'd be like,
Might be fun.
hey, bro, come down in the driveway. And his son, he went into the Air Force, and he took a picture of his son, and it looks exactly like Ronnie when he was his age. It's like mirror image. I was like, that's my brother. And he goes, no, that's my son. I'm like, what the fuck? Let's try to find it.
Oh, where's that one thing? Oh, where are you at? Oh, this is what I was showing the other day. This shit is hilarious. This guy does some good videos.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
American drone, you are violating the airspace of my special military operation. You'll know what happened last time. Dad, don't worry, you're in international skies. Just stay the course like we talked about. If you stay on that course, you will be intercepted. Send them up. We'll wait. What are you doing? After you guys crash into the other one, you don't think I'm going to send another one without escorts, do you? By the way, where the hell did you get those pilots? Al-Qaeda's International Flying School? Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. What the Come on, I'll give you a chance. I'll shut off one of my engines. All I've had is balloons and UFOs, and I'm fucking tired of this bullshit-ass air-to-air vegan diet. Easy, bro. I need some fucking meat in my diet. You better send up enough that I get to be an ace.
Oh my god.
I love that.
Hmm.
Hell.
He said, I'm tired of this vegan diet. I mean, the F-22 hasn't really got to see nothing really crazy yet, so. Like the F-15, it's gotten its fair share of dog fights. Ah,
Nick was telling me the other day, they were talking about the different aircraft. Stop walking. Different aircraft that they're getting right now on the base, and they're starting to get 35s.
Oh damn.
Well, that's all I was telling, cause AZ Drone Dude wants to print this like big gigantic ass. It's a super complex like build of a model one,
Mhm.
that you can actually fly and shit. But yeah, I was telling him, I was like, there's actually 3 versions of it. A lot of people don't realize that.
Hmm.
Cause the Air Force has the regular standard one, the Marines have the one that does the vertical takeoff,
Mhm.
and then the Navy has the one that has the fold up wings and the stronger landing gear.
Hmm.
Because they have to catch the tail hook when they land and shit. So there's 3 different versions of it.
Oh, good. Paul's back. He's just editing now.
Cause now all the, what are the small carriers that the Marines use? They're not aircraft, but they're not aircraft carriers, but they're the, assault ships.
Yep.
The ones for doing like, beach headings or whatever it is. Those ones are supposed to they're starting to get all F-35s now too. They're replacing the Harriers with them.
Harriers were a piece of crap.
They were very I was watching a thing on those versus the F-35, and one problem they had is they were super unstable taking off and landing. Like that was the pucker factor of flying that thing.
especially
Mm.
over water.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yep.
Why the guys not like them when you were in there, Joe? Were they
Nobody
just
liked them.
were they just crap from the takeoff and landing, or they were just crap altogether?
Crap all together because you never knew when one was going to go down. They would have 4 or 5 go down in a week, and then they would ground them for a couple of weeks, and they put them back up, and about a month later 2 or 3 would go down. And most of the time people were fine, but
Right.
they lost a lot of them.
Andrew says the F-16S, they're building a different model of the F-16. I didn't know that. I know they did that with the F-15. It's called what, the F-15EX or some shit. It's considered a 4.5 gen aircraft.
Hmm.
I know that they did the F-16s. They actually recently they hooked some kind of remote AI system in them to test them, to let them fly themselves. I guess it
Yeah.
was completely successful. Worked really well. They put them in
That'd be
like
fun.
3 or 4 of them and tested them out.
Mm.
Fur bikini, what's Gitchy talking about?
She's talking about 1 million years BC.
What is that?
The movie with Raquel Welch in it. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it.
Yeah, that was a nice fur bikini.
Mm.
Okay.
If I ever had the chance to fly a jet, I'd want to fly the F-22.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you know what's crazy about that jet too? They said it's so highly advanced that they
mhm.
were saying they could literally teach somebody with no aviation experience within a day how to fly that thing. Because it's so advanced. Like even pilots were saying it's 10 times easier to figure out how to fly that thing than a Cessna. A little 4-seater Cessna, like the most trainer aircraft that most people use to
Yep.
train on.
152. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Here he is.
Great.
Right in the chat.
How are you?
There's a link, Dre, if you want to pop in.
Yep.
But yeah, if I could definitely take a ride in a jet, it'd be the F-22. That thing, the
Most
maneuverability on that
definitely.
thing is insane.
I'll be back. I'm gonna start my lunch.
Oh, okay.
What are you having for lunch?
A couple of rat ribs.
Kebab, kebabs and potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what in potatoes?
Kebab. You don't know what a kebab is?
Oh, a
Bangers
kebab.
and mashed.
A kebab, you mean?
Yeah, kebab.
That's the way you said it though. You were like a kebab and potatoes. I was like, what the fuck is that? Sounded like you said bab and potatoes. I was like, what the hell's a
Oh,
bab?
okay.
The way you said it. Oh. So you never got that drone working with the VTOL, Tony? Still ain't figured that out? No? Tony? Hello?
What's that?
I said that drone you were working on with the VTOL or whatever. You never figured that out?
Well, as I said, I had set it all up. There's something like, I don't know, 100 parameters you need to set. Saved it, trimmed it all out. It was ready to fly. Went to the South Florida drone meetup, came back home, set up my GoPro in the front yard. I was just going to do a hover and do an auto tune on it. And all the parameters were gone. All the VTOL stuff was, it's called Q tilt. And tilt enable, all the settings were gone. And I put them all back, tried it again. It kept losing settings. So I'm like,
You got a link to that particular?
the weight?
No, you got a link for that. Like what it looks like. Can you buy it on like Amazon or something?
Yeah, they have it on hewing.com. HEEWING.
Mm-hmm.
And Shelby Vols is sponsored by them also. So I converted it back to just a regular fixed wing. I took off the VTOL pieces. So I took the motor off the tail. I took the tilt servos off, put the regular front servos on it, and it's sitting here waiting for a maiden flight.
Mm.
Yeah, I just want to see what
Which
it
I'm
looks
trying
like.
to get together with Max. Just for my first maiden of a fixed wing, but it's all set. It's got the O3 air unit in it. My V2 goggles are set to it. My DJI RC, everything's configured. It should fly well. It'll fly with a 3S or a 4S. For the VTOL version, you have to fly a 4S. Just for the upward thrust. But I said my son was a wise ass. He went and ordered one and had it hovering in a day and a half.
What do you
So-
think? There's something wrong with the part on there?
Well, no, it's the same. He got the same flight controller. I'm using a Maytech 405 VTOL.
You don't think
Which-
there's something screwed up in there somewhere?
You know,
Kind of
it's
weird that his flies fine and you can't get yours to do it.
don't know. I saved the parameter. I mean, you go back in, the parameters are all there, and then somehow it just lost the parameters. I don't know. So I just got tired of programming it. I mean, the build was fine. It was just the settings. So I know ArduPilot's going to be coming out with a new version of ArduPilot, and I know. I think is it iNav? I think it's iNav also does. No, maybe it's not. Someone else does VTOL. But SpeedyBee just came out with they're calling theirs a 405 wing. I got 2 of them. They're cheap. Nice flight controller. In fact, here, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, Gitchy, be careful. Have a safe trip.
Yeah.
So, SpeedyBee, I was on their waiting list for this flight controller, and it's a nice little controller. It's pretty compact, but it has everything. I made the mount for it.
Oh, nice.
So what's cool about it is, if you could see, it has connectors for everything. So you have you have the option to plug in, or there's solder pads. So if you want to solder instead of plug in, you could do that. And then it has the all the pins. So for your servos, these are not soldered in yet. And it has a plug for GLONASS GPS, or I forgot the model number, but Maytech has one. Those are the ones I use. And then it has a external remote USB board. They call it a beeper board. So you could tuck this in away, and then your USB, and it does your program button to flash your firmware.
Uh-huh.
So it's a really cool setup. So hopefully my next one, I mean, I have enough parts to build 2 more of them, because I ordered spare foam for everything, knowing, I'm brand new wing pilot. So I have like 3 sets, 2 sets of wings, 2 fuselages, like 5 sets of tail wings. This stuff's cheap for spares, but you got to order from China. So when you do it, you got to order, at least get your money's worth, because you got to pay $20 for shipping.
Right.
And, but it's all good. I'll put it back together. With the VTOL stuff, I'll do a second one with the VTOL. This one will stay a fixed wing. I'm tired of taking it apart.
Right.
But yeah.
How many drones you got, Joe? Look like
4.
you got a 4?
Air 2S, Mini 3 Pro, Mavic 3, Avata.
Oh, you got all the newest ones.
Avata.
How long you been into flying drones for?
Right at a year.
I was about to say, yeah, because all the ones you have are all not that old.
I actually bought the Air 2S from Robbie. I had the Air
Okay.
2. I bought his Air 2S. Sold my Air 2 with 1 battery for about what I paid for his. So he gave me 5 batteries then.
Oh,
We had a fly mode
Jesus.
kit. And then I bought the Mini 3 Pro and bought 2 fly mode kits with it. So because I was new at it, and I said, well, I'm gonna just get the batteries. So I have 4 extended batteries. I get out there with Johnny sometimes and we'll be in the air and we'll look at each other. 2 hours have passed.
Right.
That's the same with the Mavic 3 here. I've got 4 batteries fit. But I don't want to get somewhere and decide I want to fly a little bit longer and not have the batteries. That's it.
See, I always got a bunch of extra batteries and then never ended up using half of them. I was the opposite.
actually-
I'd
I'm
fly,
actually charging 3 up now.
I'd fly like maybe 2 and then I'd get bored, want to go back home.
You know what they're missing on all of these DJI chargers? The ability, or any of them, even Autel for that matter, the ability to charge to 80%.
Like to control your charge rate.
Well, because I'm going to go flying tomorrow, let's say. I'll charge
Right.
up 4 Avata batteries. I'll get there and I'll end up using 1 pack because you're bullshitting most of the time when you're flying with other people, right? So now I have
Right.
3 batteries fully charged. Now, given DJIs will discharge themselves. But, you know, it would be nice not to fully charge your batteries if you don't know for sure you're going to use them.
Well, another thing you could get too is those fucking like the smart tree chargers. You ever use those?
No.
They're actually pretty cheap.
So what I do is now when I'm charging my batteries, I'll when I see it's just hit, you know, when it just starts charging the fourth LED, I'll pop that battery off the charger and let it go to the next one. Then it's about 80%.
Yeah,
I'll tell
see,
you, I don't know if this is the case for you also, Joe. I have an Autel Lite, plus I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro and the Avata. And I think the one I have the most fun with is the Avata. Second to that is the Mini 3 Pro. Just because that thing is so stealthy.
I love
go,
those.
yeah, that Mini 3 Pro is great.
Yeah, I love the Mavic 3 just because of the durability of it and
Yeah.
what you can do with it. The Mini 3 Pro, when I do press work now, I've got from Scotty's, I bought the little case that clips on a strap for my camera. And then I
Right.
keep the controller with it in another case. So I can go out and shoot press work and have a drone with me with a couple of batteries. And that'd
Yeah.
be the Mini 3.
I had studied for the Part 107 like 3 years ago. I took all the practice exams, was getting 80s and 90s on it. And then I just dropped it. And I have the Remote Pilot 101 course.
I bought that 2 years ago and never used it.
Yeah, I can't get motivated. You know, and Jason's course is good. But he talks so much in between stuff. Just tell me what I need to know to pass the test.
Well, and the thing is they kind of know what's on the test. So just do
No,
a
I
quick.
get that. But
Well, I'm saying like do a quick reference of the stuff that's on the test because there's a lot of crap they go over that's
yeah,
really not
but his chapter 1 is like 4 hours. And
right.
he has 16 chapters.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I had asked Greg, he was giving away remote Pilot Institute classes. And I said, listen, I just bought a remote pilot class. I'll trade you. I'll give you my remote pilot, class for one of yours. He wasn't interested. So I'm going to stick with remote pilot. I mean, the remote Jason stuff is good. He's just
Too
I don't know,
thorough.
it's not that he's long-winded, but his courses are very long. He's educating you overall rather than teaching you what you need to know for the test. And for the most part, most of what you take on the test, you'll never use again.
Well, it's almost like being too thorough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's
I
being
want to go through it with I've already done the course. I've gone through his whole course years ago. He's updated. It's much different than it used to be, but it just it takes too long to go through, and I'm losing interest because of that. And the part 107 certification is for the most part just a bureaucratic red tape. It's BS. I mean, you need to have it, I mean, I get that, but
Well, try to take a practice test now, and if you're getting like an 80, 85, why not just go take
nah,
the damn test?
I got like a 68 the last time I took it because there's a whole bunch of new stuff from.
Well, I would just keep taking the practice test because does it, how many different variations of the test are there? There's only got to be so many.
I think it's like 30,
30 different variations of the
something like
test?
that. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think they'd do that many. I
See,
figured there'd
see
only be
how
like
I
3 or
studied for
4.
my amateur radio. I'm an amateur radio general. So there's only 3. There's technician, general, and extra.
Or
Now,
for ham
extra,
radio?
yeah, ham radio. So for extra, the course material you need to know is basically that of an electrical engineer. I mean, you need to know wavelengths to build an antenna and, wire size and, protractor and a calculator and all that when you take your test. I used practice exams and I took them for 3 months, maybe 2 nights a week. And I aced the technician and they said, you did so well because you pay $15 to take the test. They said, if you want to take the general exam, it's free if you do it right now because you only pay for a sitting. So I took the general test and I passed that. And they said, do you want to take the extra? And I said, hell no. I don't even want to waste your time with that. So I've been a ham since 2008.
Do you do it a lot still, or is it kind of?
No, I have a UHF VHF in my Jeep. My ex stole my AM FM radio, and they don't make that one anymore. I could get one. Japan sells. I don't know how they get in them, but you could get them from Japan used.
Well, Japan actually sells a lot of. They'll actually rebuild a lot of shit that's like no longer being built. You can go over there and buy a brand new NES system that hasn't been manufactured in 30 some years,
You get
like
it
they
brand new.
still build some new stuff over there that's old tech.
Yeah. So I'd love to get my old Icon back, but because that was AM also.
Like you remember that little NES system that came out was like a little throwback system that Nintendo came out with, but
Oh,
it was
that
just
little-
like it wasn't the actual game with the
You hook
cartridges.
it up to your television.
Right. But
Yeah.
you can go over to Japan and they have gaming stores you can walk into and you can buy a full reproduction Nintendo that's exactly like the one you bought, back in the 90s.
And they have some of those. The box is exactly the same, but it's loaded with every single game.
Right, right. And then the one that the Nintendo released was just an emulator. The
Right.
front didn't open up, but it just looked like the old system, but it was like
Right.
half the size.
Yep.
And it just had an emulator built into it with a bunch of games on it.
Yeah. You could build them with Raspberry Pis too.
But if you want an old school Nintendo that actually take cartridges, like you can go into these gaming stores in Japan and they have full reproduction models of all the old systems that you can buy that take cartridges and everything.
My favorite game of all time was a Nintendo GameCube 007. That was like my
Okay.
favorite. I mean, the graphics were
GameCube. I had a GameCube.
yeah. That
That
was
was
my
the-
favorite game.
I played what was that taxi game?
Oh, how
Remember
about
you?
Leisure Suit Larry? Did you ever play that?
No,
Yeah.
only had a few
Yeah, I did.
games for that system.
Yeah, Dom, you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leisure Suit Larry was a pretty funny game.
Mm.
Let me see if I can find that. Oh, what the hell was the name of that taxi game on GameCube? I only had a few games for it, and I didn't have it very long. I had it for probably 6 months, and then somebody stole it out of my apartment when I was living in New York. Taxi games.
You lived up in New York?
Yeah, for about a year with my sister up in Buffalo and Cheektowaga.
Oh wow, Buffalo, what a place.
Yeah, I was in the Cheektowaga right outside of Buffalo. I don't know if that's like a suburb.
It's a county, I think.
Crazy Taxi, that was it.
Crazy. I had that too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's this one here.
Yep, I had that.
That was odd, dude. I played the shit out of that game. And if you look at it now, it's so stupid too, like the actual premise of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing the crap out of that game.
I started with Pong.
Yeah.
So it was the very first game. It was only Pong. It was all different variations of Pong, but it
Yeah.
was Pong. And then from there, I moved up to the Atari
Yeah.
with like
2600.
What's that?
2600.
Yeah, the Atari. In fact, I still have it. My twins have it. We found it in the basement cleaning out my mom's house with my wireless joysticks that I bought when I was 17. I used to work at the mall, and it was Christmas Eve, and I had just gotten paid, and I ran to the toy store and bought the wireless remotes.
Yeah.
They had wireless joysticks for that? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
They were joysticks. They were a big box. Where's my bottom hand? They were about that tall, and they had a metal antenna you pulled up, and it had the joystick. Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I never knew that.
Still
Yeah, I
have
remember
them
that.
too.
They say everything still works on it?
It's got it.
Right.
It worked when we packed it up. But I said to my twins, you know what? Just take it.
Wow, never knew that. I didn't know they had wireless
There's
shit
still the
back then like
games in
that.
there.
Hey, Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
Good evening.
Surprise.
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
I came
Andrew.
into, I would say like when I started playing games, obviously I was born in 85, so Nintendo was my first one. But I was always around Ataris because there was still, you know, the
They were
older
still-
kids
yeah, they were
in the
still
mid
pretty big
90s
back
still
then.
had them.
Yeah.
You know, you still ran across them in the 90s in people's houses and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
Maybe.
my first
Maybe.
Nintendo was the one that the first Mario Brothers.
Put you in a fucking waiting room, Tim. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Super Mario
Baby.
Brothers.
Corey.
N64 Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
No, it wasn't even a 64. I had the first Nintendo. It was
I
just
started with a
regular
Commodore 64 and then got a Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I started with a Commodore 64.
Because you're like 90 years old, Tim.
Shut up.
You looking for
Wait a
those
minute,
remotes?
wait a minute. I started with one too.
Thank you.
I've
Remember the
actually-
Tandy? Remember the Tandy? Thank you.
Yep. Yep.
I had a
That's
TR
one of those too.
we had a TRS-80 in our house. It wasn't mine.
I've
I
actually
still
got
got
a SX64 in the back in a suitcase, and it works perfect.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
they're made
still
to
have
last.
still got a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one too.
I had the Sega handheld Game Gear for years.
Oh wow.
And I had the big old, it was like a, what do you call it? Kind of like a magnifying screen that would go on the front of it.
Mm.
Oh god, dude, that thing was bulky as shit. It was like the size of a Steam Deck. It was like that thick.
Oh, I remember that.
And they had a huge magnifying, like little mini looking TV thing that you would slide over the screen and it would make it real big.
And that took full-size cartridges, right, Justin?
I mean, it
I
took
believe so.
cartridges like that.
Okay, I thought that's the one. There was a portable one that you plug the full-size cartridge in.
Let me see if I can find it. Sega Game Gear.
Did you
Because
find those
somebody-
remotes for the 2600?
A while ago, somebody came out with another version of it where you could use the full size cartridge. It's a modern version. I
Well,
have no idea
now-
who made it or what.
Now people are taking like say old Sega Game Gears and they're redoing the barrel plugs on them with USB-C. They're doing OLED screens on them now. I mean, they're completely updating these things to just badassness now. So like here, like they're taking these barrel plugs out right here and they're replacing them with USB-C. And then they take the screens out and they put OLED screens in there. But yeah, you see the cartridge back there? So it was about the size of a Game Boy cartridge, see? A little bit bigger though. I'd say it's about twice the size of a Game Boy cartridge if I remember correctly. They weren't very long, they were just really wide cartridges. I had one for years. I had a whole case, I had a whole bunch of games for it. Big old monster case for it. But it used to suck up batteries like crazy if you didn't have that plug. Oh my god, dude, it took like I think like 8 AA's or something to run that damn thing.
Look in the chat, the Zoom chat, Justin. I pasted the link. It's a YouTube video, but it has those wireless remotes. If you're interested in seeing what they look like.
Share the screen real quick and just kind of do a quick show of these. That is, I never knew they had wireless fucking remotes for that thing.
And that person,
Wow.
or maybe that was the second gen of those. Those have rubber ducky antennas. The ones I had metal antennas.
Yeah.
That went straight up.
So I bet you had to. I bet the connection was crap though. You probably had to be real close to the system.
No, across the room.
Would it work that far away?
Yeah, it wasn't.
uh, Looks like
You
they
could
each
sat
ran
on the
off.
couch and played on TV.
Looks like they
Remember-
both ran off 9 volts.
The TV, it was 9 volts, and the TV didn't even have a remote control at that time.
The one battery you could never
Oh.
find an extra one.
Yeah.
What's up, Bill?
You're talking the old TV.
Bill,
Yeah, I had a lot of the Game Boys too. I had a Game Boy Color, original Game Boy. They're even taking now the original Game Boys, the big thick gray ones. They're taking those and putting colored screens on them and switching out USB-C and all that.
Oh wow.
So there's like all these upgrade parts you can buy for it, and you can make it all modern, but with the old school shell and board and everything inside.
Mhm.
But you can resolder a new USB-C and you can put a new OLED colored screen in it and everything.
Did you ever play Mattel football?
Oh, you talking about the little handheld games, the little cheapy ones?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, what was that company that made tons of those?
Mattel.
Was it Mattel that made them?
Yeah, so I'll send you the link again. Give me a sec.
Yeah, then they had like 1,000 different little mini games you could buy on those.
So, well, there was only the football, I think, was the first one to come out.
Oh, I want to say these were a little bit before my time, but my uncles did.
This
have
was, I was in 7th grade when that came out.
a bunch of
and-
my uncles had these. I remember that back in the day.
And we used to, there used to be at least 3 or 4 kids in the class that had them. And
I had
we
one.
would
I had
be
one.
playing them in science class.
Yep, they
And it
were
was
little
like-
dots on the screen, and then
Yeah,
it-
right. Up,
pretty
up, up, down, left, right. You used to remember, you used to
Yeah.
learn the
Yeah.
commands, you know, the patterns.
Yep, I
to get
had
a
that one
touchdown.
right there. Yep.
Yeah, every time you walked across the screen, it was 10 yards.
Remember the old tennis one too? You had tennis. You had
What,
Yeah.
there was one of those that was tennis?
yeah, they had a tennis one too.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. That was got to be like Pong.
Yeah, see, those were like a little ahead of my time, but I do remember my uncle had a whole bunch of those.
Well,
he
that was
used to
like,
play with back in the day.
that was like 1977.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
but I
yeah,
remember my
that
uncle
was.
had those.
And then around 77 or 78, they came out with them games that like a car game, and it showed the crash and everything. If you
Oh,
used
yeah,
it.
yeah. The one that had the little plastic steering wheel on it.
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
yeah.
These were the ones I was talking about. These
Oh,
were
no,
the
never
top-
saw one of them.
oh, I
Remember
remember
the-
that one. I
yeah,
remember that one.
the Tiger games, man. They came out with like shit tons of these, and they were super cheap. You could get one for like $10, and it had a game built into it.
Never saw one of them.
And they had hundreds of these, man, with different games on them. It was ever only one game, but they were super cheap. You could pick one up for like $5-10.
Mm.
And it would just run off of 2 AA's, and you'd have a little portable game.
It's been what, over 20 years and they're still going? Or 30 years now?
I don't
Since the
know. Is
first one,
Tiger
since-
still selling those?
since they started the Power Rangers.
That's what's awesome about Generation X. We got to see everything come to fruition, like
Yep.
everything.
There's a new one you can buy off Amazon, but they're $110, but they got a modern version of it.
Mm.
I feel like you want to get some nostalgia going there.
Yeah.
Not for $110.
Yeah, no
Jesus,
thanks.
didn't cost that much back
They
then.
were probably like $30 or $20
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then.
Well, I'm sure you
Get
could
them at Sears.
for the net. If you looked around, you probably get them
Oh,
on Amazon.
there's nostalgia. Sears.
Yep.
You ever heard of a store called Ames? AMES? Ames?
Yeah,
I
they
have.
were, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's the baseball one. I remember my uncle had that one too.
Yep, I had that one too. I had all of them. They were
Well, this is
awesome
the
back
newer
then,
one,
man.
but
They were awesome back then.
well, it's a newer version, but yeah, he had a baseball one. He had football ones. Yeah, there was quite a few different ones of. I remember he had a whole box full of those back in the day.
So I wonder, are some of those worth a lot now?
I'm sure particular models and certain variations of certain games probably are very highly collectible. It depends on how many they made too. Like there, if they were 100 million of them made 50 years ago, there's probably still a crap ton out there that could still not be worth that much. And if they were, 5 million made over a course of 40 years, how many ended up in a landfill? You know what I'm saying? Then they get more rare the harder they are to find.
Quite a few probably will have went in the landfill. Or ended up destroyed, like in 100 pieces.
Mm.
And that's the thing too. Like, dude, I've had coins that were like 100 years old and they weren't worth crap because there's still actually a lot of them out there in circulation as far as collecting goes. And it just depends on how many there are. Age doesn't always matter when it comes to collectible stuff. I mean, there's stuff from the 90s that's worth ridiculous amounts of money.
I just heard of a family that you're cleaning out her father's house, and they found over 1 million pennies in the house because Dad used to run a bed and breakfast back in the day, in the early 1900s, and so all the pennies are copper.
Oh yeah, I used to have a lot of those, Bill, the Tiger games back in the day. Later, Bill.
Good
But-
night.
But I mean, the best way to find out if something's valuable is just hit eBay and some other selling sites and see what they're asking and what they're actually going for,
Yeah.
what people are willing to pay for them. That gives you your idea of what you can get for it. See, a lot
Well,
of people will go on eBay and they'll just say, "Oh, look, they're all going for $1,000." But if people are only buying them for 200, then that's all you're going to get for them.
Actually, they're putting them on upsell for 25,000, and they could get at least 250,000 for the lot.
Yeah, because they don't know what's
they
all in
can't
there.
sort through them all because there's so many. When they tried to put them in the truck sank.
Well, that's like I was saying too. Me and Tim were talking about this one night. If you happen to find a quarter or a dollar bill where the head's sideways or it might be upside down, because the U.S. Mint is their quality control is so good that you rarely have a fucked up like dollar bill or coin that actually makes it through. And collectors will pay ridiculous amounts of money just for like an upside down Washington head on a dollar bill.
Yeah.
I mean, they will pay ridiculous amounts of money.
That's what I collect. I collect coins that have errors.
My uncle got 40 grand for $1,000 bill from like, I think it was like from the 30s or 40s or something. And him and his wife had inherited it from her mom. And the collector ended up giving him like $40-some thousand for it. It was actually real US currency. It was $1,000 bill. Which I didn't even know existed at the time.
Yeah, I remember there used to be $500 bills. I remember seeing a 500.
I still got at least $800 from Grab in coins. Some of them could be worth something.
Some
I got my collection. I need to get a safe.
Some dude just got arrested recently because he paid for something in $2 bills. And the idiot at the store and the cops both thought they were fake counterfeit bills. They were just.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, they were just $2 bills.
He bought electronics from Best Buy.
I don't remember. He was buying something, but he was paying with all $2 bills.
Yeah.
And they assumed they were counterfeit. I guess none of these motherfuckers ever saw a $2 bill. and assumed they weren't real.
That's okay. There's people that ask if you need a passport to get into New Mexico.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can you believe that, Tim?
Yes.
What was that? Sorry.
Can you believe that?
Tony said that some people will actually ask if they need a passport to get into New Mexico.
Oh my God.
I think Trump was one of them.
Oh, Trump could go
Right.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Now there was some he was I remember when he was campaigning way back when, and something about the border in New Mexico. It was funny because he was in Colorado, and yeah, you were a border state, and they're not. New Mexico's the U.S. There's something like that. He was in Colorado, or I don't remember the whole story, but I'm sure if you go back and you listen to his old speeches around that area that time.
Out 2016 or so.
Yeah. No, when was he? It was 2015, right?
Yeah, 2015, 16.
Yeah. It was before he was president.
Oh, I want one of those Elgato decks.
Mm.
Fuck, those things are expensive.
Which one?
Well, they have a 6 button, a 15 button, and a 32 button.
Oh yeah, I have a 15 here.
The 32 is like $260
Yeah.
or something.
I have one of them in our control room at the government center. We use OBS to broadcast the legislative hearings, and we have all our scenes set up on a Stream Deck. In fact, you could actually set the Stream Deck to display the scene live on a button. I mean, they're tiny. The buttons are only about they're not even 5/8 of an inch. They're around 1/2 an inch square.
Right.
But I have the little 15, but here's the thing. You still have unlimited buttons.
Right. You can set multiples to one button, right?
Well, no, you could do you could do multiple actions, but it's you could actually put scripts in there. So it'll do this, then do that, then do the next thing, so on and so forth. But you could you put a write hour on it for next page. So there's something like 255 pages for each profile. And you could put a profile button and switch profiles. So you have 255 buttons times how many, 255 profiles.
Jesus.
So, yeah. So
Yeah, it stacks up real quick.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, that's what I'm using. So I could just go, I'm just pushing buttons to do all that. I'm not using OBS. OBS isn't even on my screen.
Well, you know what I liked
Yes.
about, I was using Streamlabs OBS for a while. You know what the good thing about them is they actually have a Stream Deck application. So you can control it like they have a whole application, which I would show regular OBS would do. Which I think they came out with one, right?
Well,
That you can put on your phone, but it's like really pain in the ass to
no,
connect.
Stream Deck itself has an app you could put on your phone.
Well, I know Streamlabs OBS has one, and you can download it right from the App Store, and you can control your whole stream with
Right,
it
but
on your phone.
you could do that without having a Stream Deck box. You could use the Stream Deck app on your phone. It looks just like a Stream Deck. And you could
Right.
program the buttons the same as you would, and then there's a plug-in for OBS, and it's the same thing exactly.
Yeah, because see, I don't know how familiar you guys are with PC gaming, but like when I'm on 5M, right? When that game whenever I pull up a game, it locks my mouse into that game. So I can't go over to my other screen to control OBS. So I have to either use hotkeys or I have to
Right.
have some kind of external device to control what the OBS is doing.
Just get a 15-button Stream Deck. You don't need the big one. The big one's nice. It looks
Right.
cool because it's massive.
Honestly,
compared-
I could do it with the 6 one because I only have like 5 scenes I use anyway.
Right. Well, it's
So-
nice to have because I have I have one that puts an additional camera in for my Epic Cam, so my
Uh-huh.
phone could be a camera. I think let's see, does this work? No, it doesn't work.
They also can be expensive after a while.
The 6
No,
button
they're
one's
about-
only like 70. It's like $80 for the 6
yeah.
button.
Oh,
But
that's not too bad.
I have like a record button if I want to do a recording.
Hmm.
Because you could do like if you were doing an unboxing, you can you could use OBS to do your video, and you could have you want to switch cameras, you could have that camera switch on a button.
Right.
You can enable, you know how you enable okay, so in OBS how you have the eye and you click on the eye on and off, it'll just like I was just doing before. Where's my OBS?
Oh,
So I could turn off my little, you see it turning off my logo in the left corner there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could program a button to do that. And that button is nothing more than a screen. You could have it, a window capture or a application cap. So let's say you're gaming, right? You could capture that application as a video input, and then you could display it in the top corner or something. Or even your video, your camera is in the top corner while your game is full screen. So you could do all that under buttons with a Stream Deck.
yeah, that's what I was-
Transitions, everything.
right.
So
That's
it's
what I
worth
was
it.
wanting to do.
I've had this for about 5 years now.
So
And it's-
how long are you going to keep it before you
Oh,
upgrade?
I'm running it. It's plugged into a Mac, right? So where's Sean? So I have a phone icon, and you can make your own icons. There, it's actually an LED underneath, active screen, so you can make your buttons with any image on them you want. So I click my phone, and when the phone number is underneath it, like my mother, right? So if I were to click that, it'll switch the application to my FaceTime, and it'll go and dial my mother's phone number.
And you end up FaceTiming mom.
Well, no, it's not. It doesn't. It could just be using your Mac as a telephone without video.
Ooh.
So you could do that. So I have a phone directory, and it'll ring up whatever you want to do. Or when I'm 3D printing, you could tell Stream Deck whenever you load. So whenever I have Octoprint loaded, it automatically switches the profile on my screen to my G code. So if I wanted to inject G code, like heat up my bed or heat up the hot end, or if I'm doing a filament change, I can hit a button while I'm on terminal, and it'll shoot all the commands in for me that I've laid out inside Stream Deck. So it's pretty cool. So I use it for 3D printing. I use it for OBS. We're in Zoom. So if I'm in OBS, I have a Zoom button. It switches me to Zoom, and I can turn off my video, turn the video back on, mute myself. So all that's there on, and it switches the screen. So even though you only have 15 buttons, when I'm on Zoom, I could just switch to the Zoom profile, and then I have 15 buttons of Zoom.
You are getting your money's worth out of that.
Yeah. I have one that gives me the weather right on the button. And another one that tells me my CPU load on a button.
You did a what? A load?
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. Sorry, keep going.
Hey, you came full circle with the KY.
It's like Tim.
I had to say it. Insert this into your window. All right.
You kind of knew that was coming, Tony.
Yes.
It's
That was good.
How
I'm
long
still not done.
I've been here. It was still light outside, and it's 11 o'clock now.
It's okay. You won't.
How long has the stream been running?
Don't know.
No,
3
usually, to be honest, we don't. Well, we
3 hours.
Until I
got
pass
here
out
before
on the
you
keyboard.
started.
At least 3.
3 hours, and I was here before you started the stream.
Until I pass out on the keyboard with spacebar,
Yeah.
right above my red.
I'm about ready
Yeah,
to hit
that's
the-
that's when it finishes, when Tim passes out on the keyboard.
Did
That's
you just
right.
click buy there, Justin?
Until Tim starts making up words.
Exactly, Andrew. Now you know me. Oh, well, you know me. okay.
I always know the story because Justin told me.
Oh man, I got so that was when I did a leader of Captain Morgan.
Here, I could.
The next
Now, how
day
do you do a background like I do in Zoom? Like, how do you fill in your? Can you?
There's
fill
a
in
green
lines?
screen. There's a green screen filter in OBS.
Where's the at though?
It's on if you right click on your video source and select filters,
Okay.
and it's actually there's actually a green screen plugin I think you could add, or if you have a real green screen, you could select chroma key, and then you have to play around. I have a green screen, and I know I have no way to light it because my bed is 2 feet behind my seat.
You see, I don't see nowhere in there where it says green screen. I see the chroma key.
Chroma key is green screen.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, I even knew
So-
that. Just
A custom color.
So
magenta,
Justin
blue,
could
or green.
make behind him a brick wall.
You could, but you can't do it with the wall he has behind him.
Yeah. It's
I actually
certain
have
color.
a green screen out in the garage, but I really don't want to hang it up behind me.
Well, here's the thing: you need to light the screen.
I got a big ass.
It's got the light's got to be behind
green.
you.
Oh, I could have. I got lights. That's not
Yeah,
the
but
problem.
the thing is, you can't. There's an app for the iPhone, and I'm sure they have it for Android. And
You
it's
just said
called
you got a
Green
big ass.
Screener. And Green Screener will show you where you're blowing out your lighting on your green screen.
well, Justin will understand that blowing out.
Shut up, Tim. All right, you can go sit in the waiting room for a minute and think about what you
Yeah.
did.
Oh yeah. So I watched this. There's a guy who teaches how to light green screens, and I don't know how people who throw up a green screen like I hate saying his name, but Philly,
What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy?
he has a green screen behind him, and his pretty well.
That was arts.
I can never get my green screen. I have an Elgato green screen. It's a pop up, and I can never get it working right.
I do green screen with photography. I do team pictures of that and bring it in, and I tell you what, you better have the lighting right.
Yep. You have to, and it's lighting the screen.
Yes.
So you have to have enough light behind you, lighting the screen evenly. So I've tried throwing in a big LED light on it. It has to be nice and evenly lit, right, Joe?
Well,
Oh, definitely. You have, like I have one light, it's just directed directly on the screen. And that's just to give me that setting. The green will get lit up from that. I have another one coming in to hit the opposite shoulder of the
Right.
individual in the back. And I have one of them by me that hits them and brings it from the other side. So that lights up the green screen too. And that's a big 4-foot umbrella.
Yeah, and the way that you're supposed to do green screen when you're lighting yourself in front of a green screen, you need a key light and a hair light, correct?
Right.
So, well, see, I think eventually green screens are gonna. Does this shit like what you see I have right now?
That's
don't have
green
to-
screen.
Right, but I don't
That's a
have. It's
simulated.
virtual.
Right.
That shit's gonna get a lot better in about 2-3 years to where
It's going to get better in 6 months because of AI.
And green screens are gonna think you won't have to have no big ass bulky
Oh,
green screen on your wall, and all that's
Agree.
gonna end up going away eventually.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
'cause
and
there-
AI is going to play a lot into that.
But let's just remember AI is still in its infancy.
Right, but in 18 months, all hell's going to break loose within the next 18 months.
Okay,
Oh, for sure.
Mark that
who's
on your
doing
calendar.
Okay, who's doing which big project then? Which company?
No, what I'm getting at is there.
The tech-
I obviously know nothing, but
But you're
they're
saying
so AI was nothing, and all of a sudden it was like bam.
Mm.
It's everywhere, and it's growing, and it's learning, and it's learning information that's not necessarily accurate too. There's something
Gary.
called AI hallucinations.
Oh, cool.
So AI will hallucinate, and if you ask it something it doesn't know, it'll make it up. Try it.
It's cool.
well,
It will
what
just
Tony's
make-
pretty much saying is that the technology is gonna accelerate at an unstoppable pace here.
In
It
a
already
dangerous, in a dangerous.
Because I can see it where you're playing around 3D for practicing for surgeries. I can see
They
that
got that over
application
here.
right now.
They got that over here. They got a
Yeah.
robot doing surgeries for everything. Well, pretty much everything. Mhm.
Well, the thing is too, is it's gonna have to get to the point where it's gonna need to be regulated to a certain extent, because
Mm.
it will get out of control, I think.
Well,
Well-
and realize where
Skynet.
it's getting its information from.
Right.
Hey, I watched the movie Maximum Overdrive growing up. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally getting its information. The only place it can be getting its vast information from is the internet. That's where it's drawing all its information.
And how accurate is that?
Right, because it could read a
Nah.
Wikipedia page that's completely fucked.
Well, that's
You know?
people read Wikipedia and think it's,
Well,
exacting.
people are using it as a crutch as a friend, or as an artificial friend, instead of having a real person like say Dominic.
Right, but at the same time, that artificial friend is also taking all your information, and it's learning who you are, and it could reproduce you.
no,
Image-
I don't want
images.
another one of me. I don't want another.
It could talk in they say in a 5-minute conversation or a 30-second conversation. No, 5-minute conversation. It could create your some of your intonations, and it could talk as you are in your
Oh, that
voice.
AI is going to be very drunk.
Right, in 30
Yeah.
minutes, it can be exact.
Mm.
But at
So-
times it can also push certain people with mental issues to commit suicide, which they knew before they even launched.
Oh,
That
wow.
ain't good. That ain't good.
That's all how the AI perceives what you're doing too. Right, it could try to talk you out of doing something, or it could think that that's the right course of action
Mm.
and try to talk you into doing it. And saying, well, technically all your suffering could be ended just by doing this, it could go either way. It could talk you
There
out
were
of it, or it could talk you into it.
Yeah, it
There were at
depends
least
on how
four
it's programmed.
cases, 4 known cases of that.
That's scary, bro.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just somebody with mental illness leaning too much on tech anyway. I mean, that's just bad in general, even if it was, I mean,
Mhm.
They
Without
knew this
proper-
back in beta testing for ChatGPT.
Hmm.
I keep seeing ads, popping up for, hey, hi, have your AI best friend now.
Oh, here's the
Yeah.
best one.
Fuck, I don't want no AI best friend. I don't care shit. I don't even like talking to Siri.
There's
No, I
a
just- I want an
Siri.
AI woman.
Do you know,
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
Justin?
mind one of those.
Mm.
There's a Siri plugin to plug ChatGPT into Siri.
Mm.
Do you imagine how damaging that is?
That's Skynet right there.
What happens if we marry ChatGPT and Siri?
Well,
Yeah,
you-
that'd be
Oh,
cool.
God.
Well,
That's
you remember
dangerous.
about 4 or 5 years ago, Facebook was playing around with some AIs, and they turned 2 different AI systems on in a controlled
Yeah.
environment. The
They
AI
were
started
yelling at each
talking.
other.
They started talking to each other, and then they came up with their own language and started talking in their own language. Facebook couldn't figure out what the fuck they were doing and got scared and shut them off.
Mm.
Because they
But when
started
you got two AI bots yelling at each other too. Seen a couple of those videos.
Dominic, actually, that'd be funny.
Oh, here we go with Jim again.
It was time to pull the
Yeah.
plug.
Jim,
I'm reading them.
I don't have the
Please,
chat
more
open.
Tim's.
He said
You
it
can-
probably talked me into watching live streams.
Or
Hey
being
guys, I gotta get off.
Go get a drink,
All right.
Jim.
I got a couple of things to do real quick. I'm gonna stay in the chat though.
All right, we'll see you later,
No
man.
worries.
Appreciate you
Thanks for
coming
having
in.
me.
Thanks for
Good to meet
stopping
you,
by.
Joe.
Good seeing
Good to
you.
see you.
Not a
Joe.
long
good to
goodbye.
see you, Joe.
Later.
Yeah, but AI is gonna definitely, they don't do some sort of, at least basic regulations on it. I can see it getting out of control.
I
It's
just want
gonna
an
be.
AI. Clean my house.
Yeah, if
Now-
I'm happy if it duplicates myself. I can sit on the kit.
Well,
Hmm.
so you saw that the AI is capable of writing a term paper, right?
That's
So
good.
people are using it to write term papers. So building prompts, they basically taught AI or had AI teach itself how to detect if a paper was written with AI. And
So
it could detect,
AI is teaching itself AI.
right. So AI is able to detect if a term paper was written from AI.
Yeah, because a lot of these colleges are having issues with that right
Yep.
now.
Because there apparently there's a
But
few.
again,
new-
wouldn't there be a detector to detect the detector and then detect and we're just going to keep going down the
Well,
line
Exactly. And that's
every
what's
time
happening.
every
But,
time someone detects that it's fake, they're going to have another detector built in
Right.
to detect that it's not fake.
Exactly. And you,
So
you-
we're just going to keep going around in a vicious circle where one thing happens, it's counted with anti GPT, and then there's going
Right.
to be a detector that's anti GPT to make it more human again.
Well, it's
So
just
it's
like,
like being married. So it's like being married.
and then
Yeah.
there's gonna be one that is gonna lie to you. It's gonna lie to you. So it's gonna say, no, that wasn't AI. And it really
But-
was.
Tony,
Yeah.
but would it be run into what if then that in the programming?
See, just like being
Well,
We're
married.
just going to
yeah,
keep going
I-
around in a circle.
Right.
Because then they could put in.
It wasn't the neighbors that I
different
went
filters.
to. I stayed at home that night while you were at
Yeah.
work, honey.
Wasn't me.
Right. But AI could generate the video of you walking down the street.
Yeah.
Who's
right.
That's the whole thing. It's dangerous.
Well,
So
they did a Trump falling in New York City.
they what?
They did that with Trump falling in New York City.
Well,
It was
that's the
a-
thing, is that it could, the biggest, thing that they're worried about is deep fakes, right? Because now you could say a politician said something that they didn't actually see. And then, you know, they already do it today, right? News will take a clip, like an entire interview that some politician did, because they, I mean, let's face it, CNN did it quite a bit to Trump, where they took a full interview, chopped it up, and put certain shit together to make it sound like he was saying something else. And it's not the only politician they did it to. It's just the most recent one that I can think of. And then both sides have done it, where
Yeah, and
they'll
you
take, but now AI is just going to build the whole fucking video from
Right.
scratch.
In full motion with no
Right.
with no jump cuts.
Right, no
Yep.
transitions or anything.
So we've all used Cliff Notes at some point in our life, right?
Yeah.
So you
Cliff
can
Notes
take,
will be around. Cliff Notes will be around to the end of time.
well, now you could take a 200
But who's
page
Cliff?
PDF file and plug it into AI
Mm,
and say, give me a 1-page summary of
mm,
this 200 pages.
yeah.
And it will attempt to summarize, 200 pages into a page or two, whatever you've told it to do.
Fucking like.
But in terms of sales, I mean, it can do wonders for say realtors or
Yeah.
book sales.
Mike,
Copywriting.
we're talking about, AI, not, insemination.
No, we're talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
Right, not artificial.
creating the ad for the realtor or the
Yeah,
salesman.
yeah, that's copywriting.
Well, I
But
think
we're
it's
gonna have but we could have AI version of AI.
But there's-
Jim.
Artificial insemination or artificial intelligence.
it's going to get to it.
AI.
It's going to get way too
Well,
smart for us to even
Uh,
to bear.
Tim,
18
Because
months.
it's gonna write itself. AI is gonna make its own AI. That's when we're in trouble.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna
that's why I
take us
say,
over.
watch.
Tim, see
18
Mike's comment there.
Yeah, I saw
I'm
that.
ignoring it.
Oh my god. That's why I said artificial insemination. We're talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so that means AI.
Artificially
God.
inseminating artificial intelligence.
I
Yeah.
just can't believe he fucked a chicken.
Artificially inseminated artificial intelligence.
I just can't believe he fucked the chicken.
Where's it gonna stop though?
Could have did a goose that would have been a little bit bigger.
You guys are too much.
Who knows?
Where it stops, nobody knows.
Can you guys
Tim,
hear
and
me?
you're not even drinking.
Yeah, we
Tim.
can.
Okay, because I think Zoom's
Here's a
crashing on me.
No, what did you say, Justin?
What?
So I think Zoom's crashing, so I might have to close it and come back.
What?
He's saying something about it. He might have to close it because it's crashing on him.
Make me host before you go, and then if you want to reboot your computer, come on back in.
I have no control. I can't do anything.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Is there a new computer in your future, Justin?
Yeah, better one than mine.
It is better than yours.
Yes, man.
And I have better internet.
Down
Well,
the
you
whole
can
set-
drop out because I'll become host anyway. Drop out, reboot your system, and then come back. It won't stop the live. That's StreamYard.
I've got to take off.
Did you hear that? That was pretty cool.
Here's Justin
What's
back again.
There's two Justins. I'm gonna
Oh,
take off.
God.
Good night, guys. Justin, thank you for having me.
No worries,
All
Tony.
right, Tony.
Yeah. Take it
Hey,
easy,
Tony,
Tim.
you have a good,
Take
you
it
have a
easy,
good
See you
night.
later.
Have a good night. Where's my camera?
Good
There it
night.
is.
Right there.
Later.
Good night, Tony.
See you, bro. Have a good one. And there's two Justins.
Okay,
Now
two
we're
Justins.
fucked.
I
Yeah,
saw a glimmer of color from Justin on the right.
That was him beating off. Oh, he made himself host, you prick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good.
I bet he's trying to do it on his phone now.
Yeah, he's probably trying to do something.
Who knows?
With Justin, who knows?
Mm.
Oh my God, Mike.
Yeah, we too much information, man.
I'm telling you, bro. Jesus.
There are some things you don't even want to ask certain people.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
We don't
hide
need
your
to know.
cats. Hide your dogs, your cats, your geese, your chickens. Mike.
Tim, there are certain things you don't want to know what your dog is thinking.
Mm. We've lost him again.
I am host now. Okay. Okay. Preparing live stream, it says. What the fuck is going on?
Hmm?
Up top, it
Did-
says preparing live stream. What the fuck? We are live.
It says live. Let's have a look.
Yeah, but on my screen, it says preparing live stream. Weird. But anyway, I can boot him out when he comes back in. Watch this. I'm going to boot him out. Watch. Admit and then boot him out. Restart your computer. You got control now?
Yeah, even when I reset Zoom, it still kept crashing.
Can't hear you. What did you just say? Your lips are moving. Can't hear you.
Tim, he said he needs a new computer.
Oh, okay. He said something about his computer shit and mine's so much
Excuse
better.
you?
Yeah, I heard that part. Yeah.
There comes a point, Justin, you may reach the point you need. a
You
new
can't do
computer.
it, Justin.
What are you
You can't
talking
do
about? This isn't an old computer.
I'm still host. You can't do it. You can't put me in the waiting room, bitch.
All right, I'll shut this bitch down. Like he's not.
You can't
I
even do
can at
that.
least take his for computer.
Oh my god. Hold on, I just gotta get some karma from this guy. Hold on. There you go. See you later, man. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Who's this guy? Okay, I'll admit him. All right. We'll admit him.
He's back.
You're muted. Sorry, man. You're muted. It's okay. Need some toilet paper? I get him back for kicking me out in the fucker. Oh my god. Frick. Hurry up. Get back in. You doing? You're live streaming.
Dominic, what's that phrase about coming and going?
Yeah.
Here he comes, the baby. I mean, little kid. Are you okay? You need a tissue? Do you need a tissue? It's okay.
Careful, Tim. Right over.
I'm still a host. He can't fucking do anything to me. All right, I'll make him host then. He'll fuck with me, probably. All right. How do I do that? Make host. There you go, Justin. You can kick me out now.
I already reclaimed it anyway. I just had to log in.
He went fucking. Oh my god, he went through the login. Damn.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
I just had to
Okay.
log back in.
So you're fixed.
Yeah, I wasn't logged in, so I couldn't hit the reclaim button.
Dong.
Paul Murray.
Justin is the flash. Yes, he is.
Ding dong.
Where'd Tony go? He took off?
Yeah. Go.
All right.
Tony said he had a few things to do.
I'm full now. A little bit more.
Let's see here.
Is Tony in the States or the UK?
He's in the States. Tony is.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
up there by me. He's up in the New York area.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lambo.
Yeah, we were talking to AI, artificial insemination, about 5 minutes ago. Lambo, you missed it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
there,
and we,
Rumble.
we also touch on AI.
Up to you, bro. Lambo, you want to come in? Come on up. Put that link in there. Well, there you go. Pow. Come on up.
Murray, where the hell did you go? And you know what's funny was we were on that live show the night before last. You were asking me to delete your own messages in the chat because you said you couldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
You put the Zoom link in the YouTube chat and then told me I need to delete it because you couldn't delete your own
Yeah, I
your own
couldn't delete-
message. Yeah, you can. You have to press the 3 dots. You can delete your own
Yeah,
chat.
but I gotta wait until somebody fucking talks now because this damn heart thing is in the way.
The what thing is in the way?
It has a
Can you
heart
see me
where-
now?
No, we can't see you at
No?
all, man. No.
Hello.
Well, it's all. Well, it's 11:30 anyway. I got some shit I gotta get done, so
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and end it, guys.
Okay.
Are you doing what you said?
Yeah, I gotta do a couple things. So,
We'll just do
all
that.
right. Well, I will see you guys all later, and I appreciate everybody popping in.
No worries.
See you later.
Bye. Take care and
Catch
don't
y'all
fuck
next
no more
time.
chickens.
Bye-bye.
Be careful with the computer, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Hey,
because Tim's shit ass internet is freaking infecting everybody's stuff. Alright,
See you
I'll
guys.
see y'all later.
Good night.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for check, expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. Now leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, no free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but the chains go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change